he has a broken hand. BYU and Oklahoma ready to go at it right now.
This is Dick's Sporting Goods Kickoff Week.
A hot, humid night in Arlington, Texas. The first college game in the palace that is the new Cowboys Stadium. And the faithful have been outside for hours in the crimson and cream of Oklahoma or the dark blue and white of Brigham Young. For the Sooners, their Heisman Trophy winning quarterback leads his team out for the first time in 09. Inside, it's a top 20 battle set in prime time. For number 20 BYU and number 3 OU, there's no holding back. Time to lay it on the line. Their moment is now.
It's time to blow it up, time to lock and load, time to take the field, time to start the show. This is our moment, this is our time, and we ain't holding back, we're laying it on the line. This is our destiny, it's our night to shine. This is our moment. This is our time.
Welcome to the opener of ESPN College Football Prime Time, presented by Hampton Hotels. We're in Arlington, Texas for the inaugural Dick's Sporting Goods Cowboys Classic, and our matchup as the Sooners start to take the field, the number 3 team in the country against the 20th ranked Cougars of BYU. Welcome to Arlington, everybody. You want electricity? We've got it already. I'm Brad Nessler with Todd Blackledge. When last we saw Oklahoma, they were the Big 12 champs, but they came up short in the BCS title game to the Florida Gators. And, partner, a lot of people think that if they make the trip back through this spectacular stadium the first week of December, they can maybe get back to that game.
Well, I was down the field watching them run out of the tunnel, and I'll tell you what, you're not going to see a better-looking football team anywhere this season. Got a lot of pieces to the puzzle, none more important than their junior quarterback, Sam Bradford, who passed on the NFL, decided to come back and lead the Sooners. All he did last year was direct this offense to a mind-boggling 99 touchdowns. He's very accurate as a passer, much more athletic than people give him credit for, and everybody around him now thinks he's even better as a quarterback this year. I'm kind of excited to see what does he do for an encore in 2009.
Well, it's not like BYU has got a slouch at quarterback in Max Hall. They got a veteran signal caller in their own right.
Yeah, he's a senior. This is his 3rd year as starter. The key for BYU is quite simple. They must protect Max Hall. If they give him some time, he is very efficient with the football, and he'll get something done.
Well, for the 3rd time in this opening weekend of 4 games, we've got a matchup of top 20s. If you can't play in the shadow of Y Mountain, you bring the Y flag with you. The Cougars and the Sooners coming up from Texas in a minute.
Andre Johnson?
Hey, guys. To carry your squad, you've got to have great hands. And these Nike Vapor Trail gloves are lightweight and sticky enough to catch absolutely anything. It's ridiculous. Who wants to hold it? And don't forget to stay hydrated. See you on the field.
Nike Vapor Trail gloves at Dick's Sporting Goods. Better athlete, better team.
This Labor Day, come into any Chick-fil-A from 10:30 a.m. to close wearing your favorite sports team logo and get a free chicken sandwich.
It's a light.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
For great taste and fewer calories, make it Mike's. Mike's Light Hard Lemonade.
Welcome back to the Dick's Sporting Goods Cowboys Classic, presented by Hampton Hotels. On this this opening weekend, as the show is sportsmanship, there's the mass handshake between the Cougars and the Sooners. And Heather Cox, who joins us, asked Bob Stoops about that earlier this week. He said, you know, there's people out there that have a better look at the big picture than I do. I think referring to the fact that maybe a lot of coaches wouldn't do that if they had their druthers. But on this opening weekend, a good show of sportsmanship between the Big 12 and the Mountain West. Speaking of Heather Cox, she joined us on the sideline. Heather.
And Brad, the big news out of Oklahoma is their All-American tight end Jermaine Gresham out indefinitely with torn cartilage in that right knee. Doctors will reevaluate on Monday whether or not he needs surgery. But BYU hasn't escaped the injury bug. Their O-line is decimated. Only 7 available tonight, including Matt Reynolds, who's recovering from surgery on a broken left hand. He will play, but will do so wearing a molded rubber cast. And running back Harvey Unga is hoping his bad luck improves today. He was out in June with the swine flu, lost 20 pounds while fighting that virus, only to return to the field and injure his hamstring last week. He told me he's untested, unproven, and guys, he looked very tender during warm-up.
Yeah, they really need him, and he's a good one with back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons for Bronco Mendenhall in his 5th year. This is a team that's won 32 games in the last 3 seasons. So they're a very tough opponent for Oklahoma to open up with. Bob Stoops in his 11th year. He's 9-1 in season openers. He's won 109 games. The Big 12 Coach of the Year, and he's got a national championship to his credit. BYU won the toss. They deferred. So that means that Mitch Payne will start to tee it up for the Cougars of BYU. Dominique Franks and Ryan Broyles will stand on the other end deep for the Sooners. This place is packed. We're going to guess 80,000. We'll know a little bit later. And here we go. The kick will go to the 10 to Broyles. And he got up to about the 25, and that's where Sam Bradford and Oklahoma will go to work. Here's the man. New haircut. Kind of got the Todd Blackledge haircut, which I like.
He got bigger guns, though. That was one of the things he said he wanted to do when he came back, was to get a little bigger, a little stronger, and it was very evident when I was with him in Norman on Thursday. He is bigger and stronger, and the ball comes out of his hands a little quicker than it did a year ago, so anxious to see this year's version of Sam.
Sam in the gun on first down from the 25. And immediately we have whistles. That's not the way you want to start with flags on the field. And it's a false start
on the offense
against the Sooners.
5 yards. First down.
Brian Simmons, the left guard. As Bob Stoops looks up there, a lot of people talking about the front wall in front of Sam Bradford and the fact that they lost 4 very good football players to graduation. They've had to fill some holes, no doubt about it. And now they'll start 1st and 15 with Bradford under center. Chris Brown on a counter, and he got about 3, and that's it. Jordan Pendleton made the stop as you check the Oklahoma starting offense on the top of your screen.
You know, so much is made about the offensive line of Oklahoma, but it's not like they're young, just out of high school kids. They're new starters, but there's 2 4th-year guys, 2 5th-year guys.
Here they are on the quick snap. Bradford's first throw is complete. He's got it down to the 30. Adron Cannell, who they expect big things from, and he's a big target, 6'4", 200-pounder.
We're going to see both of these teams trying to play up-tempo. Very few times will they get in a huddle. Doesn't mean that they go in a quick count every time, but they always have that option of going quick. And here you see Sam Bradford got him lined up quickly and then look to the sideline for a change of play. But they always have that threat of going right away on your defense.
Oklahoma was great on 3rd down last year, 51%. They've got their first one of 09, 3rd and 5.
Right tackle move. That's 2 false start penalties in the first series for Oklahoma.
That's Corey Brandon.
Prior to the snap, false start on the offense, number 70.
They got one from the left guard and one from the right tackle.
The only returning starter is Trent Williams, who's left tackle. Now, he was the right tackle a year ago. They moved him to the left side, and he is an outstanding player. Again, these other guys are not young guys, but they are new to starting experience.
Well, if you want to pick up your first 3rd down of the year, you might as well earn it on a 3rd and 10. And Bradford comes up to talk to his lineman and not drops back in the gun. Here comes a blitz. Bradford hangs in, and we got another penalty.
false start on the offense. Number 70. Cowboys penalty. Third down.
It's loud in here, but it shouldn't be that bad.
No, that's nerves, not noise. That's all that is.
Bradford's got plenty of time. Deep out, in and out of the hands of his intended receiver, Janelle. And so Oklahoma is going to have to give it up. Bronco Mendenhall's going, well, that's a good way for my defense to start, but he was helped by the penalty situation on the Sooners.
I'm sure he'll take it any way he can get it, though, tonight. I mean, if you can slow this team down and make this guy actually get his uniform a little sweaty, then you've done something on defense.
Redshirted last year, so this is his first kick since high school officially, when he averaged a little over 38 a punt. McKay Jacobson is back deep for the Cougars. End over end. And it's going to be great field position for BYU to start. They're going to be near their own 44-yard line. 37-yard punt. Max Hall says, I'll take this. The 43 or the 44.
You know, the thing that I want to watch with Max Hall tonight, I mean, he's had great numbers in his career, but last year he did not play well in their biggest games.
Right.
I think he tried to make too many plays, tried to press a little bit too much. He needs to relax and trust his teammates and let the game unfold for him a little bit. I'm anxious to see his demeanor and his presence here to start the football game.
Manasseh Tonga is behind him, so that means Harvey Unga is not going to start the ball game, as Heather said, with that gimpy hamstring. First down, and it is Tonga. He's hit in the backfield. Jeremy Beal with nice penetration, and it's a loss of 1. BYU offensively, you look at the top of the screen, and you talk about replacing offensive linemen. They got the same problem OU had.
Well, their problem is worse because they lost guys to injury. I mean, they lost guys to graduation, and then the guys that they were replacing them with, they lost a couple of them to injury. So they're down to their third group instead of their second group in some cases.
Luigi is in there now as a tailback in the eye. Hall, play action, throw is complete out to about the 48-yard line to McKay Jacobson. And he's going to be the guy that he'll look for now because, remember, they got to replace an All-American in Austin Collie. And this guy hadn't played in 2 years. Yeah. He's been on a mission.
He was in Japan, but very much like Austin Collie. Speedy, not as big as Collie, but very fast, very precise route runner, and came back off his mission in tremendous shape, ready to step right in and play.
He's a local product, too, from right here at South Lake High School in Texas. South Lake Carroll. Third down at 4. BYU was 56%, second best in the country last year in these third down conversions, and they've got one here. Complete to O'Neal Chambers. And the Cougars are in OU territory. On a 3rd and 4, they got 12.
The key for BYU's third down success is getting in 3rd and short or 3rd and medium, and that's what they had. Now watch this front 5. They do a nice job of protecting Max Hall. He doesn't hold on to the ball very long, but they did a nice job of keeping him comfortable, and the nice underneath throw for the first down.
As you see, the Cougars up to the line in a hurry, too, at the 39-yard line. Ryan Correa joins the backfield for the first time behind Hall. He's going to get the call, and he got a big hole off the left side. Nice blocking on that left side by BYU to move the pile, and they got 6 yards. There's Harvey Unga. Back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons.
And Heather was right on that because he did not look right in pregame warm-ups. He was trying to get it loose, trying to stretch, did not look comfortable, and this is a good move by Bronco Mendenhall and the offensive staff to not put a guy out there that you don't think is ready to go 100%, because you better have everybody on the field tonight going 100%.
Now it's Hall in the shotgun on 2nd and 5, just inside the Sooner 35. Hall, a quick throw outside and a little bit behind his intended receiver, Dennis Pitta, the tight end, who's one of the best in the country.
Pitta fell down also. He was a little slip coming out of his break. As you mentioned, the ball was a little bit behind, but I think the slip kind of affected the play as well.
Even with Jermaine Gresham out of the lineup, arguably the best tight end in the country for Oklahoma, you got number 32, who maybe is the best tight end in the country, and Dennis Pitta, who's caught over 1,000 yards with the passes last year. Here's what I was talking about, their third down conversion, and that's Remarkable. And Todd said you got to keep it in this 3rd and 4 or shorter. That helps the cause. 2 tight ends in there right now. Perea. Bulls forward. Wow.
You know why 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5, 3rd and 3 is so important, Brad, is because it gives you the option of still having a run threat. When you get a little bit more than that, the run is not even a threat. They go 2 tight ends. Oklahoma is still thinking pass, and they run right at the heart of this Oklahoma defense for a first down.
BYU only averaged about 134 yards on the ground per game last year because, for the most part, they are a throwing team. But right now they're doing it both through the air and on the ground. And they've got the OU defense a little bit on its heels. First down, Cougars at the Sooner 28-yard line. This time, nothing doing. Oklahoma saw that one coming. Ryan Reynolds closed the door in a hurry. That fine linebacking core, as you take a look at some of the defenders in the starting lineup for Oklahoma, a lot of people think potentially this could be as good as Bob Stoops has had.
Well, particularly up front. I mean, their defensive front is outstanding, led by Gerald McCoy, number 93. I mean, he is one of the most disruptive defensive linemen that I've seen in a long time. And they've got depth. I mean, they've got backups that will play in this game that could be starters on many other teams in college football. So they've got depth up front and talent everywhere else.
Hall's got Pitta now on the slot right. His other tight end to the left. And he's going to throw a screen to DeLuigi. And he got it down inside the 25, pickup of 5. Travis Lewis made the stop defensively for Oklahoma.
The play was pretty well read by Oklahoma, particularly Austin English, who was rushing off the edge. Anytime those defensive linemen feel a free pass to the quarterback, a light goes off for them, and they knew right away to turn and run for the screen and stopped it from a first down.
Now their 3rd down's a little bit longer. 3rd down at 6. Already in field goal range, but they want to keep the drive alive. 9th play of the drive, in fact. And Hall in the shotgun. Looking right all the way. Looking too long. Waiting too long. And he throws it away. And now we got a little bit of an altercation going on down at the 25-yard line. Well, I say Tonga's got his headgear off.
Well, Max Hall was looking to get rid of this ball quicker on 3rd and 6. It wasn't there. There was a pressure, a little game on the inside, and Oklahoma's coaches and players were calling for an intentional grounding. He did not get out of the tackle box, and I'm not sure the ball even crossed the line of scrimmage.
I think it was a couple yards short.
Yeah, and you got to do both. You got to get outside the tackle box, and you got to throw the ball past the line of scrimmage, or have a receiver in the area. I don't think any of those 3 were in effect.
Mitch Payne will try a 41-yard field goal. And I think they whistled it dead before he got the kick away.
Yeah.
And now it's going to have to be from 46, which is his career long. So a wasted opportunity there by wasting too much time. And now Payne steps back to the spot where he's hit his longest field goal. He was 10 out of 14 last year.
He made 7 in a row to finish the regular season, and then in the bowl game against Arizona, he missed 3. So, kickers, psychologically, a very important chance for him to get off to a good start here.
Let's see if he can hit from 46. This one is no good. So that penalty cost him 3 points. The Oklahoma fans are happy. BYU had a good thing going, and they came up empty. No score in Arlington.
This is Mark. This is Mark's family.
Yes.
This is Mark's job.
Corn goes in one end and profit comes out the other. Weird, right?
This is Mark's other job.
Would you be willing to wear a wire?
Good morning, Liz Taylor, Secretary.
You don't really need to narrate the tapes for us.
This is one hilarious movie.
Mark Whitaker, Agent 0014. Why 0014? For them twice as smart as 007.
The Informant, rated R. In theaters everywhere, September 18th.
At some restaurants, when you get boneless wings, what you're really paying for is a whole lot of flair.
Who's hungry?
Now get all the flavor for just $3.99 with Wendy's new boneless wings. Tender, juicy chicken in buffalo or barbecue sauce.
It's way better than fast food. It's Wendy's. Scientific test proof. When you drink Dr. Pepper slow, 23 flavors taste even better. For me, slow always produces a hit. Step aside for a minute. Check this out. Slower is better. Trust me. Doctor.
Miami's Wildcat offense just kicked the pass where it hurts, and you missed the game because of what? Because you have cable? Don't be that guy. Just get DirecTV. It's the only way to watch any game you want, no matter where you live.
Call 1-800-DIRECTV.
We all need people who will be there for us in life. People who say, we're with you, no matter what. At Wachovia and Wells Fargo, we're with you. When a house turns into a home, when a passion becomes a career, when a relationship turns into a lifetime, and when times are tough but life presses on. We're with you when you need someone to stand by you. Wachovia, Wells Fargo, and you. Together, we'll go far.
Coaching legend Bobby Bowden leads the Noles against the Canes in the finale of kickoff week. ESPN College Football Primetime. Miami, Florida State. Monday at 8 Eastern. College football lives here.
College football in high definition is presented by Vizio.
Welcome back to the Dick's Sporting Goods Cowboys Classic, presented by Hampton Hotels. No score between BYU and Oklahoma. 8:34 remaining. Joe Castiglione, the athletic director at Oklahoma, accepting a check in honor of Sam Bradford, who won the Davey O'Brien Award to go to that foundation. Todd, you won that back in the day.
Yeah, sure did.
The first winner was Jim McMahon the year before you, when he finished third in the Heisman balloting. DeMarco Murray. This is what Oklahoma has, despite the fact that flags fly again. There's been some chippiness out there, and this one's coming way away from the football, the penalty marker. I think the officials want to nip it right now in the bud a little bit.
After the play was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness on the offense, number 76. 15 yards, second down.
Jarvis Jones, the right guard.
Well, every penalty on Oklahoma so far in the game has been against these new offensive linemen. A couple of false starts, and Jarvis Jones, the transfer from LSU, a little extra effort at the end of the play on that one. So really the biggest thing for them right now, they just have to settle down. They have to settle down and play football, concentrate on the snap count, and just execute their offense.
This is their fourth penalty. And now they find themselves in long yardage again. Second down and 16. Bradford taking his time. Matt Clapp's in there now. The fullback shaded to the left as they toss it to DeMarco Murray, and virtually the same play, and this time he didn't get nearly as much as Brett Denny knocked him off his feet. We check in for the first time tonight with Reese Davis. Reese.
All right, Brad, since you guys are keeping an eye on Oklahoma, I figured I'd better let everybody know what Texas is up to. Opening against Louisiana Monroe after a turnover. Unreal McGee trying to get the corner for the Longhorns, stopped just short of the goal line, but Cody Johnson would not be stopped. He would score shortly thereafter, and Texas has jumped on top of UL Monroe 7-0, still very early in the first.
So far, it's been a pretty good day for the Big 12. Not so great for some of the other conferences around the country. Bradford deep in the middle and in and out of the hands of Tennell.
And we talked about third down. Both these teams last year over 50%. The difference so far in this game, both of Oklahoma's third down plays have been 3rd and 15. BYU, on the other hand, 3rd and very manageable yardage situations. I mean, that's hard.
Todd, how many times do you think we said 3 and out back-to-back times for Oklahoma last year? Not very often. Tressway, his first punt was 37 yards. That's McKay Jacobson. He was an excellent return man a couple of years ago when he played. First time he touched one, he took it for a touchdown. This is a better kick, but it should be returnable. Well, he bobbled it. And Oklahoma's got it. Brandon Caleb on top of the football.
Not a very good decision by Jacobson. He had to run a long way to field that kick. He wasn't underneath it in time, and again, you mentioned he's from South Lake Carroll. He's got a lot of family and friends here. He wants to make a play. Probably should have just gotten away from that one.
And Oklahoma's never been afraid to use some of their frontline players on special teams, and Caleb's one of them. And he covered it down at the 35-yard line. And Bradford brings the Sooners offense back out with a golden opportunity now here midway through the first quarter. And you wonder if they might not try some sudden impact here after the turnover on the punt return. Nope, they'll keep it on the ground. And it's Chris Brown. And Brown, nice carry for about 5.
I like the idea of running the football some now because of those offensive linemen. Let them get settled. Let them get hit in the face a couple times and get that energy out of them so they're ready to just play.
Chris Brown and DeMarco Murray both over 1,000 yards last year. Here's Brown again, and he's got a first down. Still going down to the 20-yard line.
Last year, one of the things that Oklahoma did better than anybody in college football was the turnover margin. They were plus 23. They only turned it over themselves 11 times, and normally when they got a turnover from their defense, they converted it into points and quick touchdowns, and right now they are charging.
Usually took them about 1 minute and 36 seconds to get it in the end zone after a turnover. They got a first down, their first of the game, right at the 20-yard line of BYU. This time, Jeremy Calhoun, a redshirt freshman out of Ben Wheeler, Texas, gets the carry.
Kevin Wilson, the offensive coordinator, again, I think doing a smart thing right here, getting those offensive linemen into the ball game, coming off the ball hard, putting their nose on people.
This time they do snap it quickly. Here's flags down in the vicinity of a holding. Would be the 5th penalty against Oklahoma if that's the case.
Holding on the offense, number 34. 10-yard penalty. Second down.
Scott Novak's our referee. They are Big 12 officials here in Arlington with us tonight.
Well, Matt Clapp coming right at you. The fullback, number 34, is the guy guilty of the hold. There it was, a little takedown.
Yeah. And Matt's an all Big 12 fullback. He's got all Big 12 hair, too.
That's like WWF hair.
That is.
You know, and that's all a lot of things. Kind of hair.
They back it up to second down and 17.
Bradford's out wide now. This is kind of the Wildcat formation for Oklahoma.
They're going to hand it off on the inside to Ryan Broyles, trying to turn the corner and hurdles one man. He gets back close to the original line of scrimmage. Andrew Rich, one of the guys that helped on the tackle. For the second time tonight, we've seen a helmet come off. That might be Bauman, the captain of the defense, the linebacker. It's hard to see his number right now, but I think it's Matt Bauman. We've got a timeout. 5:28 remaining in the first quarter. Oklahoma driving, but they got a long third down when we come back.
Whoa! Found the Asawa. Man, it is scorching in here. Come on in here, man. It feels good. Look, if you want to be a beast, you've got to stay cool in the heat of the moment. Try this. It's cold. You ready? Let's go.
Nike Pro Hypercool Apparel at Dick's Sporting Goods. Better athlete, better team.
Going to the game this weekend, Jim?
Well, Jerry, for more on that, let's throw it over to the Hampton Hotel where my wife Tracy is checked in. Trace, what's the mood over there?
In a word, Jim, electric. Comfy beds, complimentary hot breakfast, and friendly service.
Trace, what's that noise I hear?
Well, I wish you listened this well at home, Jim.
She's kidding.
I'm not. It's college football, honey.
Well, there you have it, folks. And Trace, I'll see you in a few hours. Back to you, Jerry.
Thank you.
All right.
It's Applebee's 2 for $20. The one deal in the neighborhood where you get real food. Featuring a half rack of our new double glazed baby back ribs with your choice of sauces. Get one full-size appetizer and 2 real entrees for just $20. It's 2 for $20. Only at Applebee's.
There for you.
life's daily miracles.
Who's the best? This guy is.
With Margaritaville's Tailgating Grill, you don't have to wait for the big game to enjoy big-time fun. Woo! Just swing the arm and fire up the instant ignition. With a powerful heavy-duty burner and a party-size capacity, you'll be flipping your cheeseburgers in paradise at the beach, at a campsite, wherever you go. Take the party with you and always be ready for the big game with the new Margaritaville Tailgating Grill. Visit MargaritavilleCargo.com to see the Tailgating Grill in action. Dick's Sporting Goods Cowboys Classic is presented by Hampton Hotels. At Hampton, we love having you here. And in part by Dick's Sporting Goods. Every season starts at Dick's.
Our season starting here in Arlington. Brad Nessler, Todd Blackledge, Heather Cox. BYU and Oklahoma no score. Matt Bauman, the leading tackler, Todd, for the Cougars a year ago, banged up on this last play.
Yeah, he's right in this spot here, and Matt Clapp, number 34, who got the holding penalty, is going to have a great block on Bauman. He just keeps driving, and I think where the injury occurred was when Clapp actually pushed him into one of his own men, and that's where the injury happened for Bauman.
Here's another third down and double-digit situation for Oklahoma. 3rd and 12. Blitz. Bradford completes. Caleb got a first down. 1st and goal, Sooners.
A nice throw by Bradford, but a little slip in the secondary by BYU helped the cause there for Oklahoma. They had two guys out there that were in position to make a tackle short, but they fell down.
Play action, 1st and goal. Bradford to the end zone. Touchdown. Ryan Broyles. The first of the year for the Heisman Trophy winner in the 87th in his 3-year career.
He is so accurate, and he's accurate whether he throws from the pocket or whether he moves out to the perimeter. He has great balance and footwork, which enables him to throw the ball with such accuracy.
Jimmy Stevens for the point after, and Oklahoma has struck first.
Bradford, whether he's in the pocket or whether he's rolling, he's right on the money as he hits Broyles for the first touchdown of this ball game.
The 40th season of Monday Night Football, coming September 14th.
Whoa, welcome to Taco Bell.
$1.99. 2 half-pounders, please.
Be honest, Mr. Holyfield. Even someone your size only needs one.
Yeah, but I'm taking my mama to lunch.
Just one and you're done. Taco Bell's new $1.99 half-pounders. Whoa. Featuring the new Nacho Crunch Burrito. For just $1.99, you get double the seasoned beef and all the good stuff. Think outside the bun.
Hey, we're ready.
What are you guys doing?
Hey, Chris. Herbie here put his favorite Alabama plays together for our pregame video.
Can we check it out?
Sure.
Hi, my name's Kirk. My friends call me Salsa Boy, and this is my submission tape for Dancing with the Stars.
What's wrong with this?
So wrong.
I just love to get down.
Go, Salsa Boy.
Get down. How did that get in here?
Think you know? Text CGD to 43776. ESPN College Game Day built by the Home Depot. Saturdays.
Citizens Tri-County Bank knows that being the only community bank you'll ever need means constantly focusing on customer service and focusing on providing the best in banking services. Every day, we focus on our communities, understanding that a community bank is always a community bank. We've understood who we were formed to serve since we started our bank back in 1972, and it's why we now serve so many people with convenient offices across our region. Citizens Tri-County Bank, the only community bank you'll ever need.
I'm back. Floyd Mayweather retired as the world's #1. Now he's back to reclaim his throne.
Mayweather has knocked out Ricky Hatton.
Juan Manuel Marquez is Mexico's #1, a fearless warrior.
And by Marquez, son Pacquiao. I am number 1. I'm number 1.
and I'm back.
Mayweather versus Marquez, Saturday, September 19th, live on pay-per-view. Contact your pay-per-view provider to order.
Dick's Sporting Goods Cowboys Classic presented by Hampton Hotels. There's the battery. Bradford to Broyles, 8-yard touchdown to cap a 35-yard drive in just 6 plays. Remember, that followed the fumbled punt. And it took Oklahoma 2 minutes and 20 seconds. A little longer than they normally took last year on the average to turn a turnover into points.
Well, that's because they ran the ball first.
Yeah, that's
they tried to get that running game going, so it took a little bit more time.
Matthew Moreland to kick. That's McKay Jacobson with O'Neal Chambers back 8. It'll be Jacobson who dropped that punt from the 5. Let's see if he can make up for it. Oh, he got sliced down at the 20-yard line as we go out to Reese Davis. Reese.
Fred, Sports Center right now. Today at the U.S. Open, Marina Sharapova goes down at the hands of American teenager Melanie Udon, who wins it in 3 sets, 7-5 in the 3rd. And we nearly had a gargantuan upset in college football. Navy went into the shoe. This an attempt at a 2-point conversion that would have tied it late in the 4th. Picked off by Brian Roll, and the other way, Buckeyes win it by 4. Sports Center on ESPN News at 11 Eastern tonight. Stay current with ESPN News all the time.
All right, Reese. Melanie Odan, pride and joy of Mayoretta, Georgia. You go, girl. First down at the 20. Possible blitz coming off the corner. Brian Jackson will bring it. And Hall over the middle. First down and a bunch more. Out, a 16-yard pass play to Brian Correa.
You know, that shows you the experience of Max Hall. He's looking at the defense. He sees the corner blitz, so he directs his fullback to pick it up. He knows he has protection. He doesn't have to panic, and he stays right in there to make the throw to Correa.
Here they go. Quick pass now out to DeLuigi. And DeLuigi's got something working. Pick up of about 9 more. Keenan Clayton knocked him out of bounds on the far side.
I think right now, if you're BYU, the thing you're really feeling good about is that this patchwork offensive line is holding up okay against what arguably is the best defensive front in college football, or one of them. And right now, they're doing a pretty good job, both in the run and the pass game, protecting Max Hall.
Here's a great spot, 2nd down and just a yard. And they're going to throw out of it. Hall pumped one through, almost had it picked off by Keenan Clayton. He got some pressure from the inside that time, and that's why that pass was off the mark.
Well, they were trying to go deep to Jacobson, but Dominique Franks was not fooled by the pump fake, and that forced Max Hall to pull the ball down and go to a secondary receiver. Kind of lucky he didn't get that one picked off because he didn't have much on the football.
Third down and 1 at the 44. And it looks like the left side of the BYU line jumped just a little bit. It might have been the tight end over there, Andrew George, who's a good one in his own right. Boy, that messes up a 3rd and short.
It sure does. 3rd and 1. They've been running the ball right at this Oklahoma defense with some success. And now you're 3rd and 6. A little different scenario now.
Two penalties now against BYU. That one very costly, though. Puts him in a 3rd and 6.
Dennis Pitta is right here in the slot. They haven't got the ball to him yet.
They tried once, but they threw it behind him a little bit as he was falling down. Whoops. They might get that 5 right back. Jeremy Beal got a great head start from left end.
Encroachment on the defense, number 44, elevated the quarterback.
Another one of the Texas natives on Bob Stoops' Oklahoma team out of Carrollton, Texas. Jeremy Beal, he's an all Big 12 guy. Just got a little bit too anxious.
You mentioned that Texas connection. I looked through their roster. They have 48 guys on the roster that they gave us this week. 48 native Texans. So a game down here is huge for them.
I was going to say, you don't think this is a recruiting tool in this facility? Wow. Now on short yardage, they get it easily. Correa for 7 up the middle.
You know, when we talked to Robert and he said, I can't give away our offense to you too much, but what I am going to tell you is we are going to attack, and we are going to try to go at a certain part of the defense. And what I see them doing right now, running-wise, is running right up inside. They're just squeezing in there and not letting this defensive line run and readjust the line of scrimmage. They're pushing them back a little bit.
Cougars now have inched their way back in Sooner territory. Max Hall, plenty of time down the middle, and incomplete. Intended for Spencer Hafoka. And let's check in with Heather.
Well, Brad, BYU already down 2 players on offense. The staff just decided running back Harvey Ungo will not play at all today, just not strong enough in warm-ups. And then on defense, Matt Bauman, the middle linebacker, was hit on the head. They were very patient and careful with him on the field. They took him off the field, did strength and nerve tests, standard concussion monitoring. They don't think he'll return, guys, and the surest sign, they took his helmet away and put it back in the equipment box.
That's probably what they'd have to do for Matt, is keep it away from him, because he's that kind of competitor. But you can tell those eyes don't look quite right on the sideline. Flags down. No gain on the play for Manasseh Tonga, and it's going to be a holding call against BYU.
I mentioned Gerald McCoy.
On the offense, number 64, 10-yard penalty, second down.
He is such a disruptive football player in the pass game and in the run game, and that's the guy who blew this play up. Not only did he disrupt the play, here he is right here. Now watch, he's going to just get penetration and not only disrupt the running play, he's going to draw the penalty. He beats through 2 blocks, and then he gets the holding call. He doesn't make the tackle, but he blows the play up because of his anticipation of the snap count and his quick first step.
BYU continues to shuffle in different backs. They've got Anthony Hiamuli, a freshman, in there now with Brian Correa behind Max Hall. 2nd and 20. Hall trying to buy himself some time.
Throws, and it's intercepted by Ryan Reynolds.
Reynolds going the other way. Flags are down. Reynolds down at the 30-yard line. Let's wait and see about the penalty. It would be the 2nd BYU turnover, and BYU's heading to the sideline. So Ryan Reynolds
On the offense, number 64, penalties declined.
is going to pick up the interception. The captain of the defense, the senior out of Las Vegas.
Now Ryan Reynolds has been through knee problems. There he is right in the middle of the defense. He's going to drop into coverage and read the quarterback's eyes. Once he sees Max Hall leave the pocket, he starts reading the quarterback's eyes, trying to guess where he might go with the football, gets right underneath the intended receiver, and makes the interception.
Todd, that's the 2nd turnover now for BYU in their own territory. Here's DeMarco Murray taking the direct snap and going down to the 22-yard line, a pickup of about 8. So for the 2nd time, we've seen OU go without Sam Bradford taking the snap, and this time it's number 7, DeMarco Murray.
Well, everybody kind of has a little package like this in their offense, just another way to create some running space, another way to trick the defense a little bit.
Now it's the stretch play to Murray, and he's got the 1st down all the way down to the 16-yard line. Pick up of 6 more, and much like they did after the last turnover, they go to the ground game, get it down in the red zone, and then go to work.
Yep. Well, and then if you make BYU commit extra defenders to stop the run, then you make them play single coverage on the outside, and they can't match up with Oklahoma.
And here's Murray again. Flags, but the ball is out. BYU says they have it. If the holding call is against Oklahoma, it could be Cougar football, and the officials now say it is.
Well, Max Hall got a reprieve there. The interception looked like it was going to cost them again.
Holding on the offense, number 70. Penalties declined. 1st down.
Andrew Rich made the hit, and Sean Doman the recovery.
Oklahoma running downhill. DeMarco Murray doing a great job. Rich just put his head right on the football. It wasn't that DeMarco Murray was loose with the ball. Just a perfect placement of the face mask by Andrew Rich.
2 fumbles all of last year for Oklahoma. As Todd said earlier, plus 23. That's just unheard of.
Yeah.
The good news is BYU's got the ball back. The bad news is they're at their own 5-yard line. And their tailback's in his own end zone. Sooner crowds trying to make it difficult for Max Hall. Brian Correa has done a nice job carrying the football. Got about 3. Frank Alexander made the stop. ESPN College Football Monday presented by Cars.com. We'll kick off a college football doubleheader on Labor Day at 4 o'clock. Big East battle. Cincinnati takes on Rutgers. And at 8 o'clock, in-state rivals Miami and Florida State go head-to-head in Tallahassee. College football presented by Cars.com and college football primetime on ESPN Monday. Hope you join Mr. Blackledge and yours truly and Aaron Andrews from Doak Campbell Stadium in Tallahassee. That's why they call it Labor Day, partner. You do 2 games in 3 days.
And 3 games in how many days?
6 and Here's Correa again. And not much there. Might have eked out a half yard. Ryan Reynolds, who had that interception earlier, one of the first to meet him. Oklahoma defensively, they started so strong last year. Then they had a stretch of about 3 games in the middle, and a lot had to do with the people they were playing in the Big 12 offenses where they really fell off. And then they started clamping down in the Big 12 championship against Missouri, and even against Florida they did a nice job.
It had to do with who they played, and it had to do with the loss of Ryan Reynolds. When he got hurt in the Texas game, their defense went into a little bit of a funk for the rest of that game and the next 3 games.
Ryan tore his ACL in week 6 against the Longhorns last year. Final minute of the first quarter. Oklahoma by 7 and Hall in trouble. And down he goes, and guess who? That ACL looks pretty good right now.
Third down and pretty long, backed up in your own territory. Max Hall looked like he didn't want to take a chance down the field. I don't think this was a called quarterback draw. I think he just decided to try to run it out of there, and Reynolds right there to wrap him up.
So Reynolds has had a great first quarter. And now punting out of his own end zone is Riley Stevenson, a freshman. Ryan Broyles back deep. And I think they're just going to wait and kick it from the other end.
Which way's the wind blowing?
Depends on if they open a window down there. Otherwise, we have none. And that should just about do it. End of the first quarter. Third-ranked Oklahoma leading BYU by a touchdown. What do you say, Kenny? Time to blow it up, time to lock and load, time to take the field, time to start the show. This is our moment. This is our time.
ESPN360.com is your online home for live coverage of the 2009 U.S. Open.
Here's another 90ism with Natty Light. Today's word is Natapult.
Natapult, the act of launching a natty light for the purpose of eliminating time spent walking. As in, Tom, Natapult me a cold one so these vultures don't take my seat.
Natty Light. Now you're talking.
Hey, it's great to see you back after that accident. Well, I couldn't have gotten by without it. Is that different than health insurance? Well, yeah, Affleck pays you cash to help with the bills that health insurance doesn't cover. Really? Well, if you're hurt and can't work, who's going to help pay for gas, the mortgage, all kinds of expenses? Affleck! It's the protection you need to help stay ahead of the game. Exactly.
Affleck, we've got you under our wing.
There's only so much water in the world, but demand is increasing. It takes about 35 gallons to make a cup of coffee.
700 gallons to make a T-shirt.
Our team is thinking of ways to make water management smarter.
Nanotechnology that removes salt from water.
Smarter factories
that run on reclaimed water.
Smarter farms that use less water to grow more food.
If we can't make more water, we have to be smarter about the water we have.
That's what I'm working on.
I'm an IBMer.
Let's build a smarter planet.
Papa John wants everyone to know why our pizza's better, so he's bringing it right to you.
Papa's in the house.
Your pizza completes my life. It's the story of my life, and I love it.
Introducing Papa John's new fresh dough Cinnapie, drizzled with white icing and baked to perfection. For a limited time, get a new Cinnapie free when you buy a large 2-topping pizza for just $11.99.
When I think of value, I think of something that's going to last. Something that's priced right. I think of Wrangler. Always have.
For unbeatable comfort and value, you can count on Wrangler 5-star premium denim jeans. Built comfortable with a relaxed fit. Priced right for a great value.
You can pay more, but you won't get more.
Wrangler, real, comfortable jeans.
Every day, millions of people count on ADT to always watch out for their homes and businesses. As a technology leader, we're constantly reinventing the way you think about security, helping you stay connected to your home and business like never before. For over 130 years, we've been there when it matters most, for what matters most, and we always will be. Choose America's home security leader and save $250 today on an ADT home security system. ADT, always there.
Dick's Sporting Goods Cowboys Classic presented by Hampton Hotels. Starting the second quarter, 7-0. How'd you like to be a punter in your first college punt from 8 yards deep in your own end zone? That's Riley Stevenson right now. And Oklahoma's got 10 guys up. He got a nice punt away. Ryan Broyles has to backpedal to the 44.
They pinned him on the sideline.
He did a
Not
nice
only
job.
the distance, but perfect placement of that punt.
And he's excited. You said he hit the video board in warm-ups before the ball game. That one he did perfectly. Let's check in with Reese Davis. Reese, what do you got?
Brad, I just want to get you up to date on everything going on in the FamWave Networks. The NASCAR Nationwide Series event in Atlanta right now is Kyle Busch leading 39 laps in. That's on ESPN2. Louisiana Tech just converted a 4th and inches against Auburn. As you look at Derek Dooley, son of Vince, leading the Bulldogs in against Auburn. And Gene Chiswick's debut as the head coach. 10-7 there on ESPNU.
All right, Reese, keep us posted. Here we've got a 7-0 Oklahoma lead. Moses Madu in the backfield for Oklahoma on the toss sweep. And did a little dancing and lost 2 yards. Vic Saodo.
Now, one thing for BYU, they are in this football game. Last year, Oklahoma destroyed their opponents early. 225-30 in the first quarter. One thing for Oklahoma in that first quarter, they had a turnover and 6 penalties. They only averaged 7 penalties a game all year last year.
2nd and 12 here for Bradford. Sam throws it out, completes into BYU territory to DeJuan Miller. Remember, he's looking for new wide receivers with the loss to graduation of Joaquin Iglesias, Emmanuel Johnson, 2 of the most prolific receivers Oklahoma's ever had. And again, if you're just joining us and you hadn't heard this week, without his All-American tight end in this game. Matt Clapp flags down. Looks like it's going to be another one against Oklahoma. Matt's going, I can't take the rap for this one because I was carrying the ball. This could be a chop block, I think.
Personal foul, chop block on the offense, number 71. Penalties decline.
And that's their returning starter, left tackle Trent Williams, the big left tackle out of Longview, Texas. 7 penalties, 6 on the offense. That'll drive you crazy as a coach.
And again, they averaged 7 per game last year. Already 7 here in 1 quarter and some change.
McKay Jacobson has dropped 1 punt today. Tress Way set to kick as you look behind Tress, a redshirt freshman out of Tulsa. And this one might hang in there long enough and bounce out of bounds, and it does at about the 11-yard line. Let's take a look at tonight's Good Hands Splashback, brought to you by Allstate. Remember this guy? In the Holiday Bowl, December 21st of '84, Robbie Bosco going to the end zone for the touchdown. And what did that do? It not only beat Michigan, it gave BYU the national championship before any of the other bowl games were ever played, for all practical purposes anyway. 24-17, huh?
Oklahoma, under Barry Switzer, was ranked number 2 that year and played Washington in the Orange Bowl, thinking if they won that game convincingly, they might win it, but they lost to the Huskies.
First down from the 11. And it's Manasseh Tonga who picks up about 3 as we check in with Reese again.
All right, Brad, the reigning national champion Florida Gators, retired 2 deep, back on defense. Some fella named Tebow back on offense. He gives the ball to Chris Rainey, and Jeff Dempsey running wild against poor Charleston Southern. They're just there to get the $450,000 paycheck to buy some new locker rooms or something. Touchdown Gators. There will be a lot more where that came from. 14-0 after 1. Texas is up on UL Monroe by 11.
Here, BYU trying to come back against Oklahoma as Hall zips a pass to O'Neal Chambers on a quick slant, good for 8 yards.
And the second time Oklahoma has tried to get to Max Hall with the corner blitz, and both times he read it and hung in there and made a nice throw for the first down.
Out at the 22-yard line now, a little more room to breathe. Max in the shotgun. And that looks like a broken play.
Yeah.
Cut back to the line of scrimmage. O'Neal Chambers, number 4, is the guy that caught the last one on the quick pass.
Max Hall, like any BYU quarterback, wants to throw the ball on rhythm. That's what their offense is all built on. And if you give him a chance to get his feet set and be in rhythm, he's very, very accurate. And again, so far tonight, I think the BYU offensive line has done a pretty fair job protecting their quarterback.
They're giving him max protection.
I like that.
Counter, out across the 25, Manasatanga to the 26-yard line. Austin English made the stop. That front line of Beal and Taylor, McCoy, and English, a lot of people thought BYU wouldn't be able to move those guys off the ball. There's McCoy, the captain, the junior out of Oklahoma City, an All-American candidate. And talking with Brent Venables, all of us earlier in the week, I said, does he have a little Tommy Harris in him? He said they have a lot of similarities. Actually, Gerald's bigger, taller anyway. But Tommy Harris was a great one when he played in Norman. Sooners thinking about a blitz. They back out of it. Hall in the middle, and he's got his man, the big tight end. And it's a first down to Andrew George. So sometimes you start looking for Dennis Pitta and you forget about number 88.
Well, they're both very, very capable guys. 23 catches last year for Andrew George. But again, it starts with that protection. It was a 4-man rush by Oklahoma, picked up nicely by BYU, and Hall is able to scan the middle of the field and find his other tight end, George, for the first down.
We can't do any better than 19 yards on 3rd and 6. For 1 second, the video board went white in front of us, and I thought the moon was coming through the roof. Did you notice? It's only from the 20 to the 20, the video board in front of us. Hall, nice pass to O'Neal Chambers again. Just a little bit short of the first down.
Here's another thing that Max Hall is doing as a veteran quarterback. He's varying his snap count. And so that was a long snap count, and Oklahoma wanted to blitz. Well, they showed the blitz too early, so he knew it was coming. He knew he had one guy that was unblocked, but he wasn't phased because he knew where the pressure was coming from. Changing his snap count, forcing Oklahoma to kind of show their hand before they wanted to.
Now they've got the option to go back to the ground to either Career or Heimuli if they choose on 2nd down and 1. And they will. Little draw play. Didn't go anywhere, though. Wow. Talk about filling a hole. Travis Lewis, who last year broke Brian Bosworth's freshman tackle record as a linebacker, and he is something special.
Yeah, I mean, he filled this hole so quickly and then makes a perfect fundamental tackle. I mean, just gets there, stands him up, wraps the arms up, and stops him short of the first down on 2nd and short.
Correa didn't get an inch. He might have lost 6 inches. It's 3rd down and a long yard. Correa stays right there, number 33, the tailback in the eye. See if they choose to try to stuff it up in there against that Oklahoma front. Or will they throw? They will run. And he didn't get it again. And Lewis again was one of the first to fill the hole, along with Sam Proctor from the secondary.
Well, this time, short yardage plays are all about leverage. Who gets lower, offensive line or defensive line? The line gets in there, stuffs things up. No penetration, and then Lewis is able to finish it off.
Tonga tried to get to Lewis, but he just sort of slid under him. And so Travis, the sophomore to San Antonio, makes back-to-back superb plays. Who knows if Harvey Ungu, who's not playing tonight, would have had enough power to get that yard. So They had a 2nd and 1. Now they got a 4th and 1. Wow. Nice punt. And it's going to fall inside the 5, down near the 1. Perfect punt by Stevenson. Blake Morgan got down on special teams to down it, and Oklahoma couldn't be buried any deeper in their own territory. This is how you do it. Nothing to this punting in major college football, I guess.
Gentlemen, you booked your hotels on Orbitz. Well, the price went down, so you're all getting a check for the difference.
Yeah, oh, thanks.
Except for you. You didn't book with Orbitz. You're not getting a check. Well, I think we've all learned a valuable lesson today. Good day, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Introducing Hotel Price Assurance, where if another Orbitz customer books the same hotel for less, we send you a check for the difference automatically.
Hi. I need to remove one of these thingies. 1/2-inch ratchet, 3/4 standard socket. From one of these rascals. 3/4-inch deep well. And I can't reach it. 12-inch extension. Because this big old grizzly bear's in the way. Universal joint. My man.
The largest tool selection in America, and the people who know them best. Save 50% when you buy all 3 pieces of this Craftsman tool storage chest. Sears, life well spent.
Sonic BLT and tots for $2.99.
So great.
Great deal.
Yeah,
great
fantastic deal. Good game today, too. A couple of nice quarterbacks.
I used to be able to throw a little bit.
Football?
Yeah.
Everybody can throw football.
It wasn't the strongest arm, but I was accurate.
Ow, man. What the heck was that? Great, I have a tot in my car somewhere. Thank you, TJ.
You'll find it.
Yeah, thanks.
$2.99 for Sonic BLT and tots. New at Sonic, a medium order of Sonic's famous tots, together with a BLT on a soft, buttery croissant. Now just $2.99.
Hey, Mom, I need some minutes.
I just gave you some at the restaurant.
Yeah, no, I threw them out. They were old,
Oh, they're rollover minutes. They are as good as new. You know, not everyone gets to keep their unused minutes. And these days, we can't afford to be wasteful. Saving minutes.
Saves money. Yeah.
Only AT&T's Family Talk with rollover saves your family's unused minutes, and saving minutes saves money. For back to school, get the LG Neon for $29.99 after mail-in rebate.
Struggling with credit card debt? Are you worried about making your monthly payments? Stop the harassing calls. Legally reduce your debt. Feel the freedom of debt-free living. Call the Financial Future Network now and secure your family's future today.
Welcome back to the Dick's Sporting Goods Cowboys Classic, presented by Hampton Hotels. There's the video board we were talking about a little while ago. Got the big OU insignia on it now. That goes from the 20-yard line to the other 20-yard line. That's how big this thing is. And this is the group that's running it. And they got a lot to take care of, because somebody told me that video board costs more than the original Texas Stadium in Arlington when they built it back in the day. I don't know if that's true or not.
Gil Brandt told Bob Stoops before the game it costs twice as much as the old Texas Stadium.
Trying to get out of deep in their own territory is Chris Brown. Picked up about 5. And you say, well, how big is that board? You've got to see this place. 160 feet wide, 72 high, 30 million light bulbs. And it weighs a whole bunch. It is unbelievable. If you ever get the chance to come in here for a game, or even a tour for that matter, do it. Here's Brown again. This time it's stretched out nicely by Sean Doman, who's made some nice plays on defense for BYU.
I'll tell you, one of the real stories of this game so far has been how the BYU defense has played. I mean, Oklahoma, this is their 6th offensive possession. And of their 5 possessions in the first quarter, 3 of them ended in 3 and outs, which is almost unheard of for this offense.
No doubt. Murray's back in there at tailback now.
I think if they get a first down here, we might see them start to put the ball more in Sam Bradford's hands on early downs throwing it.
DeMarco Murray, and he won't get there. The ball, oh, it's a helmet. Excuse me, I thought a ball was coming out of there. Andrew Rich, he has put his head in there several times on tackles from his safety spot tonight.
This BYU defense is not intimidated. That's Jamie Hill, the defensive coordinator. They are not afraid of this defense.
Ooh, that's a crunch job. Andrew Rich coming out of Snow College in Utah a couple of years ago.
Bronco Mendenhall, a defensive guy, was a defensive back, also at Snow College, and then went on to Oregon State. Actually coaching the nose tackles this year as a position coach as well in this defense.
But he got a great block on protecting the punter. Not a very good kick, but a good roll. A very good bounce. This is going to end up looking really good on paper down to the 41-yard line. A 50-yard punt. When we come back, we'll take you inside a very special locker room. I'm sure a lot of you guys are sticking around for this.
Someone is killing the sisters of Lavell.
She's really dead.
Someone they'll never see coming. Sorority Row, rated R, in theaters September 11th.
It's Jimmy Football with Bud Light, and I'm going to turn your next tailgate into an awesome game. It all starts right here with these tailgate-tested treasures. Natural fake grass can koozies, we got them. Speaker in a box, chapow. A tailgate companion, bow wow. Just go to tailgateapproved.com and remember, Bud Light is tailgate approved.
You know how football players huddle before every play? And what are they talking about in that huddle? Football. What are we talking about in this huddle? Football. It's like football exists to make us grill. This is no coincidence.
We're not huddling.
Oh, we're huddling.
Yeah, huddling. Don't.
Now when you buy a set of Bridgestone Dueler tires, you can satisfy both your needs and your wants. Simply buy the 4 select Bridgestone tires you need and get up to a $100 Bridgestone Visa prepaid card by mail you can use to buy, well, whatever you want. For drivers who want to get the most out of their cars, it's Bridgestone or nothing.
This Labor Day, come into any Chick-fil-A from 10:30 a.m. to close wearing your favorite sports team logo and get a free chicken sandwich.
Dick's Sporting Goods Cowboys Classic. Brought to you by the terrifying thriller Sorority Row, only in theaters September 11th. And Bud Light, with just the right taste that never fills you up. The difference is drinkability.
There's a better cheerleader locker room in the country. We don't know where it is. It's here at Cowboys Stadium. Dick's Sporting Goods Cowboys Classic, presented by Hampton Hotels. Oklahoma leading 7-0. Brad Nessler, Todd Blackledge. You know, partner, there were some other coaches around the Mountain West that thought maybe BYU would be able to hang with Oklahoma.
And probably the most vocal about it was Gary Patterson, the coach at TCU. TCU's team was staying in our hotel the night before their opening game, and he really thought that BYU would play with Oklahoma kind of toe-to-toe, and they've done that. Their defense has been very impressive so far in this game.
Remember, there's precedence for that. 4 years ago in the opener, TCU got Oklahoma.
The only opening game loss Bob Stoops has had at Oklahoma.
Here's Max Hall going deep. Got a man open, and he's got him. Jacobson to the 10.
He had a free play because Oklahoma was offsides, and Max Hall knew it and took a shot and found Jacobson for a big play.
There's his big play man. Last year it would have been Austin Collie. And now we do have a flag now, but it's a 49-yard pickup unless this is against BYU. And it's not.
Number 22. Penalties declined.
The penalty was against Oklahoma. Keenan Clayton was coming on a blitz on the outside. Again, the change of snap count by Max Hall forces the show of the hand by Oklahoma. And once he knew he had a free play, Dominique Franks, I'm not sure what he was looking at or reading, but took himself right out of position and let Jacobson run behind him for a big play.
So it's first and goal at the 10. Hall's hit his last 4 passes. since the interception. He's set to throw again, or maybe not. Nope. Goes down. In fact, his knee, I think, was back a little bit farther, closer to the 14-yard line.
You know, when you're a quarterback, and Max Hall's a veteran guy, he's played a lot of ball in his career, you got a little bit of a clock in your mind, and you know you've only got so long to hold on to the football, particularly against an aggressive defense like he's facing tonight. And once that clock goes off, you got to do something. You got to try to scramble forward and get whatever you can get, and then live to play the next play.
And the next play is second and goal, but backed up almost to the 15-yard line, just outside the 14. And there's another flag. The linesman throws the flag, and he's going to say false start again. I didn't think anybody had a chance to start to be false.
False start on the offense. Number 76. 5-yard turnover. Second down.
Braden Hanson, the left guard, apparently is the guy with a call. So
the only thing I can think of is if he had his hand down in a three-point stance and pulled it up to listen to the audible, but I don't think BYU hardly ever puts their linemen in a three-point stance.
There's the numbers, the Heisman Trophy winners on the bottom. The senior out of Mesa, Arizona, right now trying to get his first touchdown. And the official stop play again. Is going to be a timeout taken, I think, by the Sooners. We'll take a timeout with them. 5:08 remaining in the first half. Oklahoma with a 7-point lead, but the Cougars on the move.
Andre Johnson?
Hey, guys. To carry your squad, you've got to have great hands. And these Nike Vapor Trail gloves are lightweight and sticky enough to catch absolutely anything. It's ridiculous. Who wants to hold it? And don't forget to stay hydrated. See you on the field.
Nike Vapor Trail gloves at Dick's Sporting Goods. Better athlete, better team.
So Reggie Wayne pulls off an insane one-handed grab for 6. But did he get both feet in? If you had DirecTV, you'd get every play in high def. Then you wouldn't need to see a replay. Crazy.
Every game in high def. Call 1-800-DIRECTV.
For a very limited time, you can get everything you love about my bona fide chicken in my new Louisiana Travelers wings. Nobody, and I mean nobody, slow marinates wings in Louisiana seasonings like I do, and then cooks them up fresh for just $2.99.
Louisiana! ESPN College Football Primetime, Miami, Florida State, Monday.
Western Sizzler, all the things you remember, from the meals like the sirloin tips to the hot food buffet and salad bar, they're all still here. Plus, we're introducing something new, the Hawaiian sirloin. This sirloin will have a special tropical flavor, marinated in our fresh-cut certified Black Angus 8-ounce sirloin and topped with pineapple for that sweet taste of paradise for just $6.99. And as they say in Western Hawaii, aloha, y'all.
Ask most people what they think a real community bank should be, and one thing they will tell you is convenient. CSB meets that need with 4 Valley offices and 3 offices on the mountain, along with 9 convenient ATM locations. Bank with CSB just about anywhere with our telephone and internet banking. Technological tools such as remote capture capabilities make CSB convenient for businesses too. The advantages of a traditional real community bank and perfect convenience. That's Citizen State Bank, your hometown bank, making life better. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Welcome back to the Dick's Sporting Goods Cowboys Classic, presented by Hampton Hotels. Oklahoma leading 7-0. Time for our Aflac trivia question. Who's BYU's career completion percentage leader? Think it over. We'll have the answer for you coming up shortly. Right now, Max Hall would like to complete one. As you look behind him on second down and goal. But that second and goal started at the 10. And due to penalties, they're backed up almost to the 20-yard line. Hall pump fakes one way, the throwback, flip screen to O'Neal. Chambers down to the 2. Ball came out. Oklahoma's got it, I think.
No. Yep.
Wow. Killing turnovers suffered by the Cougars here in this first half.
Well, and it looked like Chambers knew where the hit was coming from as he was running across the field. Now, my only question was he down down before the ball came out.
Good point.
That was the only question I had on this play.
On the field as the ball was fumbled short of the goal line, recovered by Oklahoma. Touchdown.
Quentin Carter recovered it. Jeremy Beal is the guy that tracked him down, Todd.
Beautiful play call, great execution, and right now Chambers' eyes sees where the hit's coming from and tries to protect the ball. But Jeremy Beal just stays with the tackle, and the ball comes out. And he knew the hit was coming, tried to cover up the football, and still fumbled it.
They got the helmet right on. You see his knees are not down. That's a good call.
Actually, Brian Jackson, I think, is the guy who punched the ball out. Beal made the tackle. Watch Brian Jackson's right hand rips the ball out from behind.
Well, a great combination between the defensive end who covered a lot of ground and the cornerback Jackson, and there comes the football, and then it's Quentin Carter in the right spot at the right time. Would have been the game-tying touchdown, or at least it would have been down to the 1-yard line. And they would have had another crack at the end zone.
The only good thing for BYU is, well, there isn't. I mean, the only good thing, I was going to say, the only good thing is that Oklahoma is still backed up. You know, they don't have a short field after the turnover, but, well, you got to score when you get those chances.
The ruling on the field is confirmed. Fumble in the field of play, recovered by Oklahoma in the end zone for a touchdown.
So Scott Novak replaying the official review from upstairs with just under 5 minutes to go in the half. Remember, a muffed punt, a fumbled punt return led to a touchdown. And now, just when it looked like BYU was going to even things off, O'Neal Chambers coughs it up. It goes in the end zone, and Oklahoma starts at the 20.
I think Kevin Wilson's going to put the ball in Sam Bradford's hands now and let him start throwing the football. They've been pretty stifled on offense so far in this ball game. Give it to the Heisman Trophy winner. Let him start to move your team a little bit.
Bradford in the shotgun. And on first down, Sam throws a dart complete, just as Todd called it. And a pickup of 18 as we check in with Reese quickly.
All right, guys, you know, from 1978 to 1997, Texas did not return a single kickoff for a touchdown. In his Taco Bell studio update, DJ Monroe does it for the 5th time in the Matt Brown era. His first career touchdown, horns up on Louisiana Monroe 28-10.
Here it's Oklahoma with a first down with 4:35 remaining in the half. Bradford, this time the outs complete to Tennell, and Tennell's got another first down. And a penalty marker on a late hit. Brandon Bradley's the guy that shoved him out of bounds right in front of the BYU bench.
The BYU has done a great job of standing up to the running game of Oklahoma. Now I think you got to switch gears.
Personal foul. Unnecessary roughness on the defense, number 41. 15 yards from the dead ball spot. First down.
Brandon Bradley was there, but it's going to be 41 Clausen who hit him about 1.5 yards out of bounds. Linebackers have a hard time pulling up sometimes. First down now, so quickly the Sooners have moved it to the Cougars' 35. And again, 4 wideouts for Bradford. They're going to bring a delayed blitz. He throws out complete to Broyles, and Broyles put it on the turf. And BYU's got it.
Oh, man.
Wow. Brett Denny comes up with a football.
Well, we already mentioned Oklahoma all season last year. 2 fumbles the entire year. Well, they've equaled that tonight. Well job, nice job on the tackle. Broyles' knees were not down. They were on the player, and the ball came out. Andrew Rich there to make the play. Jordan Pendleton comes with the hit, and the ball comes out.
Rich had his knees right on, Broyles had his knees right on Rich's chest, so he never touched the ground.
And in both cases, we saw one guy there to wrap up the tackle, and the second guy comes and knocks the ball out. Oklahoma did it, and now BYU did it.
Good swarming defense, helping your teammates. Here's Max Hall on first down, and he's under a blitz. They pick it up. He throws, and a great job defensively by Quentin Carter to lay out and get his right hand out there to deflect the ball, but there's a penalty marker down.
It's a late penalty.
On the offense, number 64, 10-yard penalty, first down.
R.J. Willing, the center.
Working on Gerald McCoy, I think. And again, that's an all-day job. Actually, it was the other tackle, Adrian Taylor, number 96 or 86, who he was working on.
It's an all-day job for two guys, usually. 6 penalties each for these two teams. First and 20 now for the Cougars. Hall waits, fires, might have been tipped a little bit, but he got it out, and he got it complete to Dennis Pitta. Is that the first catch for Pitta? It is. Guy who caught 83 a year ago. Plenty of time here with BYU going without a huddle, as both teams have done the majority of the night. But even with that pickup, they've got second down and 11. Hall again completes it again to Pitta. Pitta trying to get to the near side of the marker, and he's about a yard shy.
Every time Oklahoma has tried to blitz off the edge, Max Hall has seen it, read it, and hit him for a play. I mean, he is doing a great job with his eyes of scanning the defense and not getting fooled by any kind of pressures. Now, they've gotten to him sometimes just when they beat their guys, but when they've tried to blitz off the edge, he has seen it every time.
Max was number 6 in the country last year in passing efficiency. Sam Bradford led the country in that category. And we've got two of the best on the same field, but we've got a 7-0 game. We thought we'd see more offense. This is a big third down here with just under 3 minutes to go in the half. And it's complete. And breaking tackles is Correa down the sideline. Cuts back inside the 10 to the 5.
Well, for the third time in the game tonight, that was a 3rd and 1 situation for BYU, which means you could run it or throw it. Max Hall gets rid of the ball quick against the blitz. Correa does a nice job of turning upfield, and a really nice job on the outside also by Luke Ashworth, number 29, pulling off and not blocking in the back and bringing this play back.
They've got another first and goal as they had earlier. They don't want to spoil and waste this one. Late in the second quarter, trying to tie things up with number 3 Oklahoma. Correa. Fumble.
Oh, my gosh. Bounced right back up to him.
Wow. He got lucky.
Was that Ryan Reynolds that met him in the hole? Somebody met him right in there. Sam Proctor, the safety. Helmet on the football. Wow.
Second down and goal now. Bronco Mendenhall saying, what else can go wrong between penalties and the ball popping out from his receivers and running backs?
And again, remember, BYU without their best tailback, Harvey Unga, out with the hamstring injury, their power back.
Hall, nice play fake. To the end zone, touchdown. Andrew George. So they don't waste the opportunity, and they're an extra point away from tying it up.
Second down and goal. Oklahoma guessing run. Good play fake by Max Hall. That froze the linebackers. It froze Dominique Franks for a minute, and he's able to make the throw for the touchdown.
Mitch Payne in for the point after. The kick is up and good. So Max Hall, his 62nd career touchdown pass to his big tight end in the corner. And number 20 and number 3 are all locked at 7.
Touchdown at Hampton, you wake up a winner.
That's right, Tracy. Thanks to their complimentary hot breakfast, omelets,
sausage,
French toast sticks.
I love French food and sticks. Welcome to Taco Bell.
$1.99? 2 half-pounders, please.
To be honest, Mr. Holyfield, even someone your size only needs one.
Yeah, but I'm taking my mama to lunch.
Just one and you're done. Taco Bell's new $1.99 half-pounders. Whoa. Featuring the new Nacho Crunch Burrito. For just $1.99, you get double the seasoned beef and all the good stuff. Think outside the bun.
Appetizers, gentlemen.
I'll start with the steak tartare.
And you, sir?
I'll have the same. But hold the tartare sauce.
The tartare sauce? Really?
I don't like it.
The more you save on insurance, the more you'll have for football. Drivers who switch their home and auto to Allstate saved an average of $503 a year. Are you in good hands?
Ooh, creamy brulee.
To help us describe Mike's Hard Lemonade better, I brought in a sommelier.
Why would we need one, wouldn't it?
It's lemony.
Nailed it. For great lemony taste, make it Mike's. Mike's Hard Lemonade.
I'm Reese Davis, just a couple of minutes away from the Wendy's halftime report. When we get there, we'll check in on Texas. Longhorns have some breathing room, though Colt McCoy just threw an interception right down here. The Gators are rolling as expected against Charleston Southern. Ohio State had a razor-close shave against the Naval Academy. Also get you up to date on Alabama and Virginia Tech. All of that, Mark and Lou will join me. We'll see you on the Wendy's halftime report.
All right, Reese, see you in a minute, 25 seconds. Here we're tied up. BYU, a 63-yard drive in 5 plays, the majority of it a 50-yard pass to Max Hall to Correa, and then the touchdown to his tight end. And here's the kick, high and short. Somebody better come up and make a play on it. On the hop at the 19 is Ryan Broyles. That was a live ball. And Broyles got to the 30-yard line. Well, a little bit earlier we asked you the trivia question, and it was, who's BYU's career completion percentage leader? Oh, they didn't even give us a chance to guess. Steve Sarkisian, the new head coach of the Huskies of Washington back in the mid-90s. I think a couple of games when Steve was playing, and he had some nice years there. Yeah. Tonight, he makes his debut against LSU. Not an easy way to start coaching. Let's see.
1-2-1-2.
Sam Bradford's got 2 timeouts to work with at a minute 20. And he goes to work. Quick out and out of bounds to Brandon Caleb, but another penalty marker on the play. This is more flags than we've seen in a long, long time. Especially from Oklahoma.
10-yard penalty. First down.
Let's check in with Heather.
Well, guys, senior linebacker Travis Lewis was just being attended to by the doctors. They had him up on the table and were doing an ACL test on that left knee. Now, that is very standard. Anytime somebody tweaks the knee, they do the ACL test. Now, Travis Lewis trying to walk it off to be determined whether or not he'll return to action.
That'd be a big loss.
Yeah.
We mentioned 144 tackles last year. Phenomenal player. He's only going to get better and better. Here's a little toss to DeMarco. DeMarco Murray bangs his way out to the 27, maybe the 28-yard line.
Well, the longer this game goes, the more this BYU defense is flying around, too. I mean, they're a physical bunch. I mean, I had them in the bowl game last year against Arizona. They lost by 10. They gave up over 400 yards to Arizona's offense. A much different-looking defense tonight.
That pass incomplete, and flags down.
Yeah, they're going to get Brian Logan. He had his arm wrapped around him, and he didn't have to because the ball was overthrown. And I think the pass was too high and wouldn't have been complete.
On a defense, number 7. Ball be placed in the spot of the foul. Automatic, first down.
Brian Logan, the other BYU Cougar who's playing with a soft cast, and that's not helping him on his left hand. You can see he's got those last 3 fingers wrapped up.
See, the ball is well overthrown over Tennell, and Logan really didn't need to do it.
Right.
A gift for the Sooners.
And a gift of a first down at the 41-yard line. Bradford pumps once and now across the middle, completes it. And that's going to be a face mask on top of the completion to Chris Brown, and that'll be 15 more, and it's going to move Oklahoma all the way down to about the 35-yard line. And here's the call. Just trying to get the numbers straight.
Personal foul, face mask on the defense. 15 yards will be added to the end of the run. Automatic, first down.
I understand this whole sportsmanship initiative thing this first weekend, but both teams are going way out of their way to help the other team tonight, whether it be by turnovers or penalties.
Even the chin strap or a helmet opening, you get your fingers caught in there and it's a face mask, and there's no incidental anymore. That ended last year. So 15 takes them down to the 36 with a first down for Sam Bradford. Sam had to get rid of it in a hurry a little bit earlier than he wanted to. He got some pressure up the middle that time. I think it was Colby Clausen, the outside linebacker.
Yeah, that looked like a bust in protection for Oklahoma because it wasn't an all-out blitz. But Clausen came unimpeded to the quarterback, and you're right, Sam had to unload it before he wanted to.
So it's second down at 10. Bradford has plenty of time this time. Deep middle's got his man, Brandon Caleb. And it's a first down.
Oklahoma needs a call timeout here. They've got 2 of them. The clock will start again when they reset the chains and they call the timeout.
With 12 seconds remaining. So they've got a couple of cracks at it before they would have to try a field goal. 7-7 ball game. Reminder, ESPN NASCAR Sunday. NASCAR Sprint Cup Series heads to Atlanta for Labor Day weekend. Only 2 races remain for Kyle Busch, Casey Kane, Mark Martin trying to get off that bubble and into the chase. NASCAR Sprint Cup Series coverage starts tomorrow at 7 Eastern on ESPN with NASCAR Countdown telecast presented by Pennzoil. There's your yellow line. You want to stay above that, baby, or you're not going to be in the chase. Lavell Edwards has won there, I think, like 3 times, and isn't he driving with a broken foot or something this weekend? These guys are crazy. If I had a broken foot, I'd be sitting back watching us eating a hot dog. There's a couple Oklahoma guys. On the left, head basketball coach Jeff Capel, Barry Switzer leaning back in his chair. It was almost a good day for another former Duke point guard, Greg Paulus of Syracuse, but they came up short by 3 to Minnesota. 12 seconds remaining in the half. You got the Heisman Trophy winner at quarterback, Bradford. Throws over the middle, incomplete, and he gets planted again by Colby Clausen. And uh-oh, he's holding his right shoulder.
That was a zone blitz by BYU. Oh, boy.
The last thing in the world you want to see on any weekend, but especially the first game. Clausen gave him a pretty good rap a couple of plays ago, and now Sam gets hit again, and he's dangling his right arm.
Well, the injury didn't occur on the hit. It occurred when he hit the ground, which is normally the case on a shoulder like that. It was a zone blitz, so lineman dropped. Clausen beat Trent Williams on the inside. It's a clean hit, and at the end of the play, you see he lands right on the right shoulder.
Looked a little bit like that Hainsworth thing on Tom Brady a week or so ago, but here's another angle and another look. And you see it's not the takeoff like Todd said, it's the landing. Right there. So Jimmy Stevens is going to try a field goal of 35 yards to try to put Oklahoma ahead at halftime. And he's got it with 3 seconds, make it 2 seconds remaining. But all eyes of everybody in this stadium and probably everybody that's watching this game tonight is on the sideline with the OU trainers and the Heisman Trophy winning quarterback.
Well, they started the game without their All-American tight end Jermaine Gresham, and now Sam Bradford, the Heisman Trophy winning quarterback from a year ago. Not a dirty hit, not a late hit, a normal play, but the impact of hitting the ground right on that right shoulder with Clausen on top of him.
Oh, man. The guy that's been the pass efficiency leader in the country the last 2 years. 50 touchdown passes last year, winning the Heisman Trophy, and going off with an imaginary sling, as you see how he's holding his right arm as he heads to the locker room with 2 seconds left in the half.
And, I mean, it's worth mentioning, even though it's pretty obvious, that is his throwing arm. It's a little different if he lands on his left shoulder and he throws right-handed, but that is his throwing arm. And that just adds to the seriousness of that injury.
Everybody wearing crimson and cream in this stadium is doing what that lady was doing on the sideline. Landry Jones would be the guy that would be the number 2 quarterback. Line drive kick by Stevens to try to end the half, bouncing up. Jacobson will get it, and he'll go down as the second quarter comes to a close. Not the way any of us wanted the second quarter to go. Not that BYU hasn't tied it up, but to see an All-American quarterback go down to injury, and we don't know the severity. Let's go down to Heather.
Thanks, Brad. Coach, obviously not very much time to digest Sam Bradford's injury, but what's your initial concern?
We'll see. You know, everyone saw it, so we'll just go in the locker room here and see what we can find out.
Obviously, we're pending a diagnosis, but how does your game plan change in the second half if he can't play?
Well, we'll run the same game plan. Landry Jones is our backup. If Sam's not able to play, he'll have to come in and run our game plan.
Coach, we appreciate your time.
All right, so those are word of Bob Stoops, who, you know, he's saying a prayer as he jogs to the locker room in hopes that Sam can still play. But our halftime score, Oklahoma by a field goal, 10-7. Let's head now to our Wendy's halftime report and Reese Davis. Reese.
Brad, not going to speculate just yet, but it shows you how fragile a season can be. With one play, the entire landscape of the college football season could change. See what Sam Bradford's injury situation is right now. For this game, as it pertains to going forward in the second half, BYU has played aggressively. They've played tough. If Landry Jones, who hasn't played much, has to come in and replace Sam Bradford, can the Sooners win the game, in your estimation?
Well, it's going to be difficult for them to win the game. You're losing a quarterback that threw 50 touchdown passes and just 8 interceptions last year, and yes, he won the Heisman, but you're looking at an offense right now that is struggling against the BYU defense. Their average 51 points a game last year. That was #1 in the nation. They've been held to 10 points in the first half, and Bronco Mendenhall has done an outstanding job of coaching their defense for BYU, putting pressure on Sam Bradshaw and shutting down the run of Oklahoma.
Yeah, but BYU's had 8 penalties for 79 yards and a half. I mean, that's enough for an entire game. I wouldn't be concerned about quarterback until we see how well the second-string quarterback plays, if he has to. And here's why I say that. We're playing Pitt. All of a sudden, last play of the half, same thing, quarterback throws, lands on his shoulder, we're going to halftime, broken collarbone, he's out. Okay, Tony Race, you haven't played, you're going to be a quarterback second half. Rest of it's history. Made me a hero.
Coach,
for a year.
Coach, was your first-string quarterback a former Heisman Trophy winner?
No, but he was the best one I had. I'll tell you that.
Well, certainly we hope that Sam's not hurt badly. We'll see right now Oklahoma with a field goal lead at the break. Bradford's good buddy Colt McCoy in Texas opening its season against Louisiana Monroe. Mac Brown rolling in there, and Texas up 7-0. Here is Colt finding Jordan Shipley. Shipley been around forever, got a 6th year, and Cody Johnson's going to plow in short yardage offense. Texas up 14-0. And here comes DJ Monroe on a kickoff return.
And he hits this hole 100 miles an hour, Coach. Watch this. He never breaks stride, hitting it downhill. That's how you're supposed to hit it on a kickoff return, and he's gone for the score.
I don't know why people don't kick off with 3 safeties instead of 1.
You say that every time there's a return, and you've never been proven wrong. 35-10. Horns are rolling. Nebraska opening against Howard Schnellenberger in Florida Atlantic. The only variable is time. Of course, the only variable is Nebraska running wild through the Howell defense. Zach Lee to Menelik Holt all the way in 7-0. Watch the great big block from Karinsky Gillian and frees Holt for the touchdown. And so you block it, and then later you get the ball, right, Lou?
Oh, this is just a well-executed play. What happened is Florida Atlantic was in the 2 deep and didn't have anybody in the middle. Nice throw by Zach Lee. He's played very well the first half.
That's right, taking over for Joe Gans. Tim Tebow always plays well. USC had a brand new quarterback. Current star, a future star. We'll show you both of them coming up.
Look at that joker. That is so dumb. Is there any mascot stupider than an aardvark?
I don't know. It's KGB.
Is there any mascot more stupid than an aardvark?
Well, there's the boll weevil from the University of Arkansas at Monticello.
Boll weevil.
I'll show you, stupid.
Text your question to 542-542.
Ideas for next week's show.
I got a few things. A key cam. A picture-in-picture with one camera always on me.
Come on.
Okay.
Come on. Right.
You'll love this one. Key matchups.
Hey, I like that.
Okay, notice how the pocket square and tie match up with the fuchsia socks. Okay, you don't like that one. I have another one.
Sunday NFL Countdown, presented by IBM. Sundays at 11.
In the heart of our country is a great university.
Where we meet the world.
And they meet us.
OU is a leader in study abroad exchanges.
Where great students study.
OU is #1 in the nation in National Merit Scholars enrolled at a public university.
And our scholarships continue to rise.
They've doubled in less than 4 years. We're a family.
With one purpose, one goal.
To make a difference.
The University of Oklahoma. We have it all.
This is a great place to live. Around here, people know their neighbors. First Jackson Bank is a community bank, and when you walk in our doors, you will see the familiar faces of people you know. You are greeted by your first name from professionals who appreciate your business. First Jackson Bank combines all the modern banking conveniences with a comfortable atmosphere and good old-fashioned service. Come see why First Jackson Bank just feels like home. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
One more thing.
Okay.
I love you.
What's that, Sarah? I can't hear you.
Stop sprinkling that bag of salt and vinegar potato chips. Why are you running a fork across your radiator?
Say that again. I think I'm cutting out.
You're not cutting out.
You have charter telephone.
Liquefied.
Puree.
Blend.
Sign up for Charter Telephone for only $29.99 a month. Call 1-877-961-8524 today.
This halftime report is presented by Wendy's. It's way better than fast food. It's Wendy's.
Attention Charleston Southern, please come pick up your $450,000 check and be cannon fodder for the Gators and Tim Tebow and for Chris Rainey.
Oh, just notice a downfield blocking. The effort here by a football team is defending national champ. That's what I'm saying is what impressed me when I watched them is the effort all the time.
76 yards, Gators up 14-0. Remember how it took Tim Tebow 3 games and didn't score a touchdown on the ground until his 4th? Now we've taken care of that little stat. 21-0, and the Gators have plenty of speed everywhere. This time, Jeffrey Demps.
Just speed on the outside. You see it up the middle. You see it on the outside. You see Tim Tebow with the football. Not only that, I love their tight end, Aaron Hernandez.
And so does Tim Tebow. Throws it right to him, 42-3. Demps, that's a pretty good yards per carry. 5 carries, 89 yards. Housed it twice, 42-3. The future star at quarterback in college football, they say, Matt Barkley getting his first career start in his first game. First Trojan ever to start the season opener as a freshman. Best friend was a running game in Joe McKnight.
What sweet moves in the open field. Joe McKnight, those are the moves that we thought he could make. He's finally putting it together this season, but the speed right here. But look at those jerseys down the field blocking for him. Excellent play and excellent execution by USC's offense.
But you have to remember, they didn't necessarily sign him to hand the ball off. They want him to throw touchdown passes, and he does. Rhett Ellison hauls it in. First career touchdown pass for Barkley. 56-3. The Trojans roll in the opener. Georgia taking on Oklahoma State. And boy, the Bulldogs started out like a house of fire. 10 plays, 80 yards. Joe Cox, a 5th-year senior. Mikey Moore, 7-0 Dogs. And they would also wanted to get physical with Des Bryant, as Brian Evans does here.
Oh, what a hit on this. But notice how Des Bryant jumps right back up and comes back to make 2 great plays.
Now, Bryant had just made his first catch of the game a few moments before this. Zach Robinson That is spectacular.
Look at the body in his arm. Oh,
great adjustment to the ball.
concentration.
That ties the game at 7. 17-10 Oklahoma State, and here goes Robinson. He's looking for Justin Blackman. Now, he is nailed by Rashad Jones. They've made this a point of emphasis this year. They're going to call the penalty. What'd you think of it, Mark?
I thought it was a pretty good play. It was a very aggressive play, but you can't go for the helmet. You can't go for a player that's in a defensive position, and that's what happened.
He had his hand on the ball.
But he still was in a defensive position. He came across, hit him in the head with a shoulder.
Robinson and Des Bryant, therein lies the problem. Oklahoma State wins it 24-10. Nevada and Notre Dame. Jimmy Clausen was on fire. Kyle Rudolph here.
Oh, just a nice throw to a great tight end. Clausen threw for 316 yards, 4 touchdowns.
And then, here goes Clausen again.
Nice job of protection by the offensive line. That's been rare for Notre Dame the last couple of years, but these players on the offensive line are more mature now. They're putting it together. In this game, they protect them extremely well.
Michael Floyd caught 1 touchdown, and Michael Floyd continued to get busy. Michael Floyd acts like he wants a helmet sticker on college football final tonight.
That's finishing the play.
And so does Jimmy. Clausen was 15 of 18, 315, and 4 touchdowns, and Notre Dame smashes Nevada 35-0, and got Michigan coming up next. Michigan was impressive in their victory over Western Michigan. Sam Bradford, the reigning Heisman Trophy winner, this play late in the first half, goes down, left the field with an apparent shoulder injury. Don't know the extent of it. Sooners up by 3 at the break.
At some restaurants, when you get boneless wings, what are you really paying for?
Whoa!
Say happy, you say birthday, happy birthday!
Who's hungry? Why pay for flair when you can get all the flavor for just $3.99 with Wendy's new boneless wings? Tender, juicy chicken, hand-tossed in our signature buffalo or barbecue sauce.
It's way better than fast food. It's Wendy's.
People hang on his every word, even the prepositions. He could disarm you with his looks or his hands. Either way, he can speak French, in Russian. He is the most interesting man in the world.
I don't always drink beer, but when I do, I prefer Dos Equis. Stay thirsty, my friends.
Hello? Dave, what's going on? Hey, man, you sound great. Did you get a new phone? Nope. Switched to Vonage. Sound quality's incredible, right? It's like you're in the room. Yeah, it's only $24.99 a month. It's like you're literally right here. Yeah, it does sound good. It's Bill.
Oh. Hey, Bill.
Hey, Karen. Bill says hi.
High quality sound. And now with Vonage, get unlimited calls around the world. Call now, 877-4-VONAGE.
This is the girl that pushed the toy that made electricity that lit up the school. These are the BYU engineers that designed the toy that makes electricity that lights up the school. This is the university that taught the engineers that lit up the school and 217 spaces. Brigham Young University, education to help the world. And this is a good place to start.
One of college football's great rivalries comes to prime time on Labor Day. Miami takes on Florida State in Tallahassee. Coach Bobby Bowden kicks off his 34th season as Seminole head coach. The U's Randy Shannon is looking to show him it's hurricane season. Miami, Florida State, Monday, 8 Eastern on ESPN. Alabama and Virginia Tech on ABC. The Crimson Tide to control proceedings until Beamer ball is loose with Tyrell Roberts. 98 yards. He'll house it. Remember, Crimson Tide gave up the kickoff return in last year's opener of the Georgia Dome to C.J. Spiller. This time it puts Hokie High up 7-6 there late in the first quarter over on ABC. Earlier today on ESPN, Navy and Ohio State. Rel Pryor welcoming Mike Vick back to football, the guy he looked up to as he was coming up as a quarterback. Rel showing off that reported 4.33 speed, hitting the corner. Ohio Ohio State, seemingly up comfortably, 17-7. Now it's 29-14, and this is after Ohio State had just been stopped on 4th down. Ricky Dobbs to Marcus Curry.
What a perfect pass by Ricky Dobbs. And Marcus Curry finishing the play, making sure he crosses the goal line. Maybe gets another score, but that was a perfect pass by Dobbs.
And after a prior interception, Dobbs with a quarterback foul, and he scored, and now all of a sudden we're a 2-point conversion away from a tie game. But Navy opts not for the option, but to throw the pick and the return for 2. What did you think, Luke?
Well, it was an okay call, except that they were in a passing formation. There was no threat of the run. Ohio State dropped people off instead of pressured. But then again, what a great effort by Navy to come back.
That's what they're saying in Columbus. Niumatalolo's team really gave them a fight. Here's some other guys who performed admirably under center. Darrell Clark of Penn State had a career day, 353 yards, 3 touchdowns in the Nittany Lions. Easy victory over Akron. Jonathan Compton and Tennessee laid 63 on Western Kentucky. He threw for 5 scores. And how about Blaine Gabbert? Steps in for Chase Daniel, over 300 yards against Illinois.
3rd straight time a first-year starting quarterback in the opening game goes over 300 yards. He did it with Smith. He did it with Chase Daniels. Now he's done it with Blaine Gabbert.
And Missouri beat Illinois again, and Illinois' schedule looks daunting. They could be in trouble in the early going. BYU, meanwhile, continues to fight back. Max Hall and company just down by 3 at the break.
Man, it is scorching in here. Come on in here, man. It feels good. Look, if you want to be a beast, you got to stay cool in the heat of the moment. Try this. It's cold. You ready? Let's go.
Nike Pro Hypercool Apparel at Dick's Sporting Goods. Better athlete, better team.
This is a special announcement. The public is entitled to purchase cars and homes seized by police and bank agents. An inventory of cars and homes are available now and will be sold to the public. Call 800-615-1420. Cars available from $500. Homes available from $199 a month. Down payment assistance available for those who qualify. For listings in your area, call 800-615-1420. That's 800-615-1420. Call 800-615-1420.
We all want our kids to achieve, but before we teach them to keep their eye on the ball, their elbow tucked in or their head down, we must first teach them respect. Respect your opponent, respect the rules, respect the game. Only then can their dreams come to life. The Big 12 Conference. Live.
Now we'll hear quotations from some famous Americans.
The only thing we have to fear is fear itself.
Now here's a classic.
Ask not what your country can do for you.
This one needs no introduction.
If you find yourself in a hole, stop digging.
People know that farmers have some of the best advice around, like you don't have to be a farmer to save money with Farm Bureau Insurance. Farm Bureau Insurance. Tennessee turns to us.
What your engine feels, you feel. And when it's running clean, you feel it. Which is why Pennzoil Platinum has active cleansing agents that clean out up to 46% of sludge in your first oil change and continue to clean in your next change. Pennzoil Platinum Motor Oil, our ultimate clean for your ultimate feeling. Not just oil, Pennzoil. Come in now for music downloads and a service certificate with any Pennzoil oil change.
Welcome back to the Wendy's Halftime Report.
And don't forget, got NASCAR Sprint Cup Series racing coming your way from Atlanta. Nighttime race, 7 o'clock Eastern Time. It's on ESPN in spectacular high definition. U.S. Open returns to the family of networks on Monday, and when it does, we'll not see Maria Sharapova around, taking on the American teenager, Melanie Udon. And Udon was able to outlast Sharapova, winning it in 3 sets. As you see the struggles on serve, and Sharapova was having, continually finding the net. A lot easier to pull the upset when they help you, isn't it, Coach?
I want to tell you, it's bad luck if you can't serve.
That's like it. Yeah, it's
like not being able to drive and trying to win NASCAR.
I think it's sort of like fumbling, right?
Yeah.
It's like fumble. Just hand it right to them all the time.
Yep.
So Dan moves on. Sam Bradford hurt just before the end of the half. We hope to give you an update on his status. Oklahoma's up by a field goal.
This halftime report is presented by Wendy's. It's way better than fast food. It's Wendy's.
At some restaurants, when you get boneless wings, what are you really paying for?
Whoa! Say happy, you say birthday, happy birthday!
Who's hungry? Why pay for flair when you can get all the flavor for just $3.99 with Wendy's new boneless wings? Tender, juicy chicken, hand-tossed in our signature buffalo or barbecue sauce.
It's way better than fast food. It's Wendy's.
Every 60 seconds, someone, somewhere, is making the switch to Tempur-Pedic. Now, it's your turn. Call now for your free information kit, including a Tempur material sample, along with a DVD and catalog. Traditional mattresses use metal springs that can cause pressure points, causing you to toss and turn. Only the Tempur-Pedic mattress automatically adjusts to your body while keeping your spine in perfect alignment. Plus, because Tempur-Pedic doesn't transfer motion, you won't disturb your partner when you get out of bed or shift positions. Best of all, Tempur-Pedic will let you sleep on one of their sleep systems for an incredible 90 nights before you make your purchase decision. If you want the ultimate in comfort, if you wish to get more sleep but can't, it's time you make the switch to Tempur-Pedic.
Call 1-800-768-4690 for your free information kit. That's 1-800-768-4690. Call today.
Dreams. We all have them. Some bigger than others. Big 12 Conference student athletes dream of performing under the brightest lights. They dream about the best fans in the nation cheering and celebrating. They dream about being MDs, MBAs, and PhDs. 4,600 Big 12 Conference student athletes have chased their dreams, and they live them here. The Big 12 Conference. Live the dream.
This is Dick's Sporting Goods Kickoff Week.
And welcome back to Arlington at Dick's Sporting Goods Cowboys Classic presented by Hampton Hotels. Just about set to start the third quarter. Third-ranked Oklahoma leading number 20, Brigham Young, 10-7 on a late field goal in the second quarter. But that is not the story of this football game or this entire first weekend of college football. That story is in the arm of Sam Bradford, the Heisman Trophy winning quarterback for the Sooners, who took a hit from Kobe Clausen there. And then after getting rid of the ball, Terrence Hooks let him have it. And then almost on the same play, only a very different landing, it's Clausen again as Bradford got rid of the ball, lands on that right shoulder, and immediately you could see the pain on his face, grabbing his shoulder, and then heading to the locker room when in the waning seconds of the second quarter. Welcome back, everybody. Brad Nessler and Todd Blackledge. Partner, the euphoria of the Oklahoma fans and everything. This place is so quiet right now, it's amazing.
Well, it is amazing, and it's sad. I mean, everybody talked about the offensive line. How would they be? Well, think about this. Last year, Sam Bradford, they had 510 pass plays called with him at quarterback.
Right.
He was only hit 43 times. We just saw him get hit 3 times in their last possession. So this new offensive line, problems in the game so far.
And we'll get a report from Heather on Sam's condition as the kickoff goes to Jacobson at the 8-yard line. He's going to get buried inside the 20. So this Oklahoma team knows they have to rally now with special teams and defense and a new quarterback. Let's find out what Heather's found out about Sam Bradford's condition. Heather?
Well, guys, Sam Bradford spent about the first 10 minutes of halftime in with the doctors getting x-rays. Those x-rays are negative. Then he was carted into the locker room in an obvious amount of pain from that shoulder. Now, I've been told he has been diagnosed with a sprain of the AC joint in that right throwing arm. They have not officially given me a prognosis other than to say he will not return to action today. However, I did talk to a physician not affiliated with the team that said typically with an AC joint sprain, you're out a couple of weeks, guys.
Boy, what a way to spoil a first ball game for everybody around the country, whether you like the Sooners or not. Max Hall over the middle, incomplete, intended for Manasseh Tonga. Here's the guy they're going to have to lean on now, at least at the quarterback position. I would imagine that they are going to run the ball with DeMarco Murray and Chris Brown as much as they can. They're going to hope that their defense can hold BYU in check and that their special teams can maybe come up with something special.
I like his arm. I watched him in practice on Thursday in Norman. He's got a very live arm. But he's not Sam Bradford.
Second down and 10 for BYU, and over and through the hands of Max Hall. He picks it up on one hop and got rid of it. Boy, he did a nice job. Saw Jeff Capel earlier. That was a pretty good dribble by Max Hall. Get that thing back and get it out of there.
Now, this was a hard snap and a high snap. Very difficult to field that one, and Max Hall did the right thing. Get the ball first and then minimize the damage.
First time that BYU's had a 3rd and 10 tonight. We talked about the proficiency a year ago, but a lot of those were shorter yardage than this. They'd like to do something on this opening march of the 3rd quarter against a depleted now Sooner squad without their star quarterback. Blitz is coming. Hall waited, pump faked, and just overshot McKay Jacobson. He had him open.
Boy, he sure did. Oklahoma tried to come with a little pressure. It was a 5-man rush. Austin English was the first one to get to Max Hall. It was blocked well enough for Hall to make the play. He just overshot Jacobson.
He would love to have that one back. Yep. And now their punter, who's done a great job tonight in his first action as a college football player, Riley Stevenson. And Bronco Mendenhall said he has been phenomenal in practice. We just hope that when he gets in the game, he does the same thing. And so far tonight, he has. Ryan Broyles waits back at about the 40-yard line. This one not as good a punt as his last couple, but it will roll down to about the 41-yard line. So now all eyes on our guy that we did not expect to see tonight, quite frankly. Landry Jones, a redshirt freshman out of Artesia, New Mexico. 6'4", 216-pounder. There's your Heisman Trophy winner. The pads are off, and everybody can only pray and hope that he is back quickly. He became the all-time OU passing leader tonight, passing Jason White. And now here's his understudy, trying to lead the number 3 team in the country against a BYU team that has been very stingy defensively. From the 41. They'll keep it on the ground to Chris Brown. And he got back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it.
And that's really been the story for BYU's defense, their ability to stop the run. I mean, 68 yards rushing in the first half for Oklahoma. You talk about an offense that's been out of sync. 6 penalties, only 68 yards rushing. Sam Bradford knocked down and then ultimately out of the game.
And they averaged just under 200 yards a game on the ground last year to go with about 350 from that guy.
And here's kind of an interesting thing about that running game last year. 3 games, they were held under 150 yards rushing. 2 of those games they lost.
That's right.
They beat TCU, even though TCU held them to 23 yards rushing, but they lost to Florida and they lost to Texas.
Right. So now 1st and 24. Not the spot Landry Jones wanted to be in. Inside handoff. Brown, maybe 3.
Landry Jones is a winner. That's one thing you do know about him. He led his team in Artesia, New Mexico to back-to-back state championships in 2006, 2007. Redshirted as a freshman at Oklahoma last year. So he's been in the system for 2 years.
That mustache is not that thick, though.
Oh, it's not.
2 years ago, he threw 44 touchdown passes in high school, but there's a lot of guys around that can do that.
Yeah, my dad would call that a football mustache, 11 hairs on each side.
He sets to throw and shoots it complete. That'll give him a little bit of confidence to Brandon Caleb. Pick up a 13 as Sam Bradford looks on.
Well, they're not going to beat BYU by just sitting on their hands offensively. They're going to have to let him throw the football, and you see on that deep out route what kind of arm he had.
Still got a 3rd down and 8. to manage. But he took a big hit, and he almost got it complete out to Tennell.
That was the same pressure that they hit Sam Bradford on his last play. It was Jordan Pendleton, number 1, who got free, comes on the inside, a zone pressure blitz, and Landry Jones does a nice job just hanging in there to make the throw.
If they don't have somebody to fill that gap pretty soon, we're going to be looking at the third quarterback because it's coming from the same spot.
Well, what they're doing is they're confusing. There's 5 guys up there to block, and they're not rushing more than they have guys blockers, but they're showing one pressure and pulling out, and they're getting guys blocking air and not guys with white shirts.
Cressway to punt. Oh, and he got a beauty here. Jacobson's got a backpedal all the way down to about the 7-yard line. And out of bounds at the 9 or 10. 50-yard kick, only a 3-yard return. Gresham, the All-American tight end, hasn't been in uniform all night. The Heisman Trophy winners all wrapped up in ice. Not a good sign for Oklahoma.
All right, football fans, it's time to... I'm Dr. Love. This is Dr. Pepper Cherry. It has a cherry flavor. This devilish elixir has a of cherry.
Dad, it's not kiss. It's kiss of cherry. It's amazingly smooth. Be smooth.
Dr. Pepper Cherry is amazingly smooth. Trust me, I'm a doctor.
It's Applebee's 2 for $20, the one deal in the neighborhood where you get real food. Featuring a half rack of our new double-glazed baby back ribs with your choice of sauces. Get 1 full-size appetizer and 2 real entrees for just $20. It's 2 for $20, only at Applebee's.
There for you and your guilty pleasures.
San Diego's lightning bug, Darren Sproles, lights up the Broncos, racking up 317 yards. The defense couldn't see him, and neither could you. Because you were traveling? Ever hear of a little thing called the Internet? Well, now with DirecTV, you can go online to watch any game wherever you are. Check it out. It's like a portable man cave.
Watch your team wherever you are and get 5 months of our best TV package for free. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
In the next 30 seconds, you will experience...
Somebody's up there.
Pure...
What did you see?
They didn't see me, human.
Primal... You'll never make it. Terror.
Just run. Get out of there.
Help me!
Pandorum. Rated R. Starts September 25th.
Coaching legend Bobby Bowden leads the Noles against the Canes in the finale of kickoff week. ESPN College Football Primetime, Miami, Florida State. Monday at 8 Eastern. College football lives here.
College football in high definition is presented by Vizio.
Dick's Sporting Goods Cowboy Classic presented by Hampton Hotels. 10-7. Oklahoma with a lead. Todd, show us what you're talking about that delayed blitz.
Well, here's Jordan Pendleton. Now, he's going to be the guy that comes on the blitz, but what you got to see as this play stops, right here, you've got 3 Oklahoma guys here blocking nobody that's rushing, and Pendleton has a free shot at the quarterback. There's only 4 guys rushing. There's 5 or 6 blockers available for Oklahoma, but they're confusing this new offensive line where they're disguising their pressure.
BYU starting for the second time inside its own 10. 2 minutes into the third quarter and trailing by 3. Max Hall, draw play. And Correa, who's had a big night, filling in for Harvey Unga, and he's got a first down. He's a tough runner. 214-pound sophomore out of Kaysville, Utah.
This whole BYU team is showing some physicality, some toughness and grit, whether it's running the football, protecting their quarterback, or coming up and playing defense. They are a much more physical BYU team than I saw last December in the bowl game.
DeLuigi now in there behind, or with Tonga, I should say, flanking Max Hall. And now it's Tonga that slips into a slot on the left side on first down. Hall, quick throw, completes to his tight end, Dennis Pitta. A pickup of 9 more. So he's starting to find his favorite target now, number 32. And again, BYU, like Oklahoma, very seldom huddling. Once in a while, a little bit of a bunch huddle when they change personnel, as they just did there. But Max Hall's just waiting for everybody to get in the proper spots.
And after this play, I'll tell you one reason why teams like to do that. It's not just to hurry up and play fast.
Second down and a yard. Correa, a little quick over, and he's got the first down.
When you use no huddle, I mean, you always have that ability or that option of going quickly and running a lot of more plays. But the other thing you do when you go no huddle is you try to prevent the defense from substituting. You keep personnel groups on the field that you want to go against. And so that's why you see so many teams going to that no huddle. You always have the option to go fast, but you also can keep the defense on the field that you want.
Here they take their time, putting DeLuigi back in there with Correa again. Hall on a 1st and 10. Trailing by 3, 11-18 remaining in the third quarter. You just joined us, Sam Bradford, the Heisman Trophy winner, out with a shoulder injury. He will not play anymore tonight. There's a nice play defensively by Gerald McCoy. We've been waiting for number 93 to do something like that, and a loss of 6.
He has tremendous anticipation of the snap count. Here he is right here, right over the center. I mean, he's like inches away from the ball. And then he has great anticipation skills. Actually, I drew the wrong guy. He was one guy over, but he still anticipated the snap count. Great first step off the football into the BYU backfield.
That's okay. You gave Adrian Taylor a little love on the circle there.
There you go.
Now the Oklahoma fans trying to come to life with a long yardage situation behind Max Hall. 2nd and 16. Incomplete, intended for DeLuigi. Reminder, ESPN's College Football Monday presented by Cars.com. A doubleheader for you on Labor Day. 4 o'clock Eastern, Big East battle. Cincinnati taking on Rutgers. And at 8 Eastern, Miami and Florida State go head-to-head in Tallahassee. College football presented by Cars.com and College Football Primetime on ESPN Monday. Hope you join us for those 2 games while you're having a day off. This is certainly no day off for either of these teams. Number 20, BYU, trailing by 3.
Max Hall needs to be really smart here with the football. They can't afford another turnover. Their defense is playing too well.
Here comes a blitz. Hall, and he's just going to cover it. They brought the heat. He felt the pressure and wisely covered it up with both hands and hit the turf. 3rd sack for Oklahoma.
See, 3rd down and long is a lot different for BYU. You bring pressure, even if Max Hall gets rid of it, he's probably going to throw underneath, and you stop him short of the 1st down. Good defensive call that time by Brent Venable. Right now, if you're Max Hall, you got to say, you know what, my defense is playing well. They've got their backup quarterback who hasn't played. I don't want to put my defense in a bad position right now.
A punt's not a terrible play, especially where this guy's been kicking tonight at times. This one shorter is going to be returned. Royals only got about 4, though. Nice punt coverage, but excellent field position for Landry Jones, number 12, replacing the Heisman Trophy winner. Can he get Oklahoma's offense in gear? Stick around. We'll find out together.
When you touch down at Hampton, you wake up a winner.
That's right. Thanks for their friendly service.
They even remembered my name.
What is your name?
That you will never know.
Smart move, Tracy. Seriously, what's your name?
In the most uncertain times, there are some things we know for sure. There will still be weddings, still be babies, and still be bright futures. That's why New York Life has been helping families plan for the expected and unexpected for 164 years. Backed by the highest ratings for financial strength, we're safe and secure, so you can be too. Give your family the gift of a secure financial future. New York Life, the company you keep.
We like like looking at the world through safety-colored glasses, doing what it takes to make home a little better. That's why we lowered prices store-wide and carry tools from DeWalt, Milwaukee, Rigid, and more. So you spend less, but drill, saw, and nail more. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Save $25 to $300 instantly when you buy select power tools and accessories at the Ultimate Power Deal event.
This Labor Day, come into any Chick-fil-A from 10:30 a.m. to close wearing your favorite sports team logo and get a free chicken sandwich.
ESPN360.com is your online home for live coverage of the 2009 U.S. Open. Watch more than 350 hours of matches with additional courts you won't find on TV. Log on to ESPN360.com today. Time is running out. Football season is almost here. Join ESPN Fantasy Football today to get everything you need to play your way. All for fans, all for free. Don't miss out. Sign up now at ESPN.com/fantasy.
Dick's Sporting Goods Cowboys Classic is presented by Hampton Hotels. At Hampton, we love having you here. And in part by New York Life, the company you keep.
Back inside Cowboys Stadium. It's 10-7, Oklahoma. But remember, they've got a new quarterback out there. They've got a guy playing center that's normally a tight end, number 50 right there, Todd.
Yeah, Brody Eldridge, this is his first year as a starting center. He's a veteran guy, and Bob Stoops calls him one of his best football players on his team, a tenacious blocker, but a little new to the center position.
And now playing with a rookie quarterback. Here's DeMarco Murray spinning his way inside the 40. They're going to need more of that, Oklahoma, to keep their young quarterback protected. But there's going to be another flag. First down.
You know, just to follow up a little bit more on the Brody Eldridge situation, he's a great blocker. Whether he's played tight end, whether he's played fullback, I mean, that is what he does. Comes off the football, and he is a tenacious blocker that never stops. Now, he
a little bit of holding there, but
on that one. But the problem is your center is responsible for making sure guys are square on your protection call. And obviously, they have had some problems with protection and confusion tonight as a result.
Here's Broyles. Trying to weave his way, but got only back to the 41-yard line as we go to Reese Davis. Reese.
Brad, just want to give you a feel of what's going on in the family of networks. On ESPNU, Auburn just got a 93-yard touchdown pass from Chris Todd to Terrell Zachary. They're up by 10 on Louisiana Tech. ESPN2 NASCAR Nationwide Series, Kevin Harvick has the lead. And just what you'd expect from Alabama and Virginia Tech, a slugfest. Crimson Tide up 9-7 on ABC.
Reese, it's 10-7 Oklahoma with 8.5 to go here in the third quarter. Landry Jones comes up, has a word with his offensive line, and drops into an empty backfield. Jones looking left all the way and throws it complete that way. Dewan Miller, and a pickup of 8 as we check in with Heather Cox.
Well, for Sam Bradford, a bad night just keeps getting worse, now contending with a bloody nose as well. But some insight into Sam Bradford's mindset this year. When he decided to return to Oklahoma, he was asked if he feared injury playing with an inexperienced O-line. He said he expects to take hits this year. He grew up watching Brett Favre and said, I want to show people, including the NFL scouts, that I can take shots, get up, and keep going. Obviously not happening the way he wanted it to tonight. But guys, as an FYI also, he did take out an insurance policy when he decided to return to college.
And Landry Jones looking for some sort of insurance policy as he goes down. Terrence Hooks with the pressure, and Oklahoma's got to give it up.
Same thing. You know, they're bringing linebacker pressures, but they're dropping some of the linemen off, and it's creating confusion for this Oklahoma offensive line. You've got an inexperienced line. You've got a guy playing center who has just been center for about 3 weeks, and now you've got a redshirt freshman quarterback in. Not a recipe for a lot of success against a pretty good BYU defense right now.
Jacobson waits as we look behind. Press way to punt. High arching kick. Jacobson fakes the fair catch, and it goes all the way. It just made it in the end zone before it bounced back. It only went in by about a foot. The point of the football hitting the end zone. And Max Hall will be taken over at the 20-yard line. Don't forget, ESPN NASCAR Sunday Sprint Cup Series is in Atlanta at AMS. Atlanta Motor Speedway. Only a couple races left for everybody to try to get off that bubble and get into the Sprint Cup Series. Coverage starts tomorrow at 7 on ESPN with NASCAR Countdown telecast presented by Pennzoil. Under the lights in Atlanta. Here we're under the lights and under the dome that is closed tonight, by the way. So we got perfect temperatures inside on a hot, muggy night outside in Arlington, Texas. Things are heating up with BYU and Oklahoma because some of the key players are not playing due to injury. Here's Correa, and he's been a key player tonight.
Boy, he runs hard now.
Does he ever?
They secured the edge. It was a quick snap and a quick toss to Correa. And I think it was Dennis Pitta. No, they got a block on the edge that secured it for him. But it was a nice, quick play that got to the perimeter in a hurry, and Correa with a tough run.
Harvey Unga cheering him on the sideline. They got an Oklahoma player down, and I think it's Adrian Taylor, the big defensive tackle, another Texas native out of Mansfield. Looks like he's holding his left hip, maybe.
We talked about the depth of this Oklahoma defensive line. Cordero Moore is the third tackle, and probably the guy we'll see in the game right now.
The NASCAR Sprint Cup Series at Atlanta, tomorrow at 7 Eastern on ESPN.
I know exactly what I'm getting.
He always knows what he's getting here.
No menu needed.
Have you heard about our never-ending pasta bowl?
Wait a minute.
Olive Garden's never-ending pasta bowl. Classic sauces and delicious new ones like our homemade creamy Parmesan Florentine and roasted Portobello Pomodoro. Choose all the sauce and pasta combinations you want, just $8.95, plus unlimited salad and breadsticks.
Who's not sure what to order now? I'm not sure what I'm going to order first.
Olive Garden, when you're here, you're family.
Hey, we're ready. What are you guys doing?
Hey, Chris. Herbie here put his favorite Alabama plays together for our pregame video.
Can you check it out?
Sure.
Hi, my name's Kirk. My friends call me Salsa Boy, and this is my submission tape for Dancing with the Stars.
What's wrong? Yes. So wrong.
I just love to get down.
Go, Salsa Boy.
Get down. Let's get in here.
Think you know? Text CGD to 43776. ESPN College Game Day built by the Home Depot. Saturdays.
Claire, this kills me, but I'm going to have to let you go.
Oh.
Boom, gotcha. What time's lunch?
Gerald Burke was in a state of unbundled when it came to business, internet, phone, and television.
Yeah, I like this. Not so sure about this.
And unprofessional when it came to everything else.
I'm a ninja.
With the Charter Business Bundle, Gerald was able to undo the in his business.
Keep reaching.
Let the Charter Business Bundle power your business with faster internet, cable television, and reliable phone service.
I'm a genius. We can cut costs in 6 months by implementing a custom-calibrated production ratio system. Or we could just bundle our high-speed internet, telephone, and cable TV with Charter Business and start saving over 40% right away. That's a great idea. Right?
Uncover our greatest savings ever and power your success. There's never been a better time to switch to the Charter Business Bundle.
As spectacular a sports venue as you will ever see anywhere in the world. Cowboy Stadium, brand new. Jerry Jones, the man responsible. He's down on the field with Heather.
And certainly the proud father, also the GM and owner of the Dallas Cowboys. And Jerry, you were really involved in virtually every detail of this amazing building. What are you the most proud of?
Well, I think the entrances, the way that our fans can come in the entrance. 60,000 come through the glass doors at the end, and I think that's important. And I must tell you, I'm pretty excited about that board and what it does for all of our fans. As you can see, our fans everywhere, if they're looking at the field, their periphery sees the board. If they're looking at the board, their periphery sees the field.
It's absolutely stunning. Now, you're fresh off of a trip back from Minnesota where the Cowboys scored 28 points in the second half to win. Next game is regular season. Are the Cowboys where they need to be to start the NFL regular season?
Well, I'm pretty pleased with the work we have gotten done with our receivers, which was a question mark without Carroll. And I'm pleased with the way we've developed some depth in our offensive line. And I think we're as far along as we could be. We didn't have serious injuries during our camp, so that was a big plus. But we've worked hard. Boy, we got a lot to make amends for. We ended up pretty disappointing.
Well, speaking of injuries, what was your reaction when you saw Sam Bradford go down in the end of the first half?
Oh, it's a sick, just absolutely a little sick with your stomach. And he's such a really great player, and he's going to obviously have a great life in football, and he's such a wonderful young man, and his feet are on the ground, and you just hate to see that happen on the first in the first game, but hopefully he won't be out long.
Now, you have done just about everything in the world of football, from a player to a coach to a GM to building stadiums. What do you see as your greatest legacy so far?
Well, I wouldn't call it a legacy. This is the Cowboys. This is our fans. This is Bob Lilly. This is Staubach, Aikman, Emmett. My greatest time was coaching my kids when I was about 27, 28, 29. I thought I didn't have time for it, but I'd be in the office mapping out plays and running diagrams. I'm so glad I spent the time doing that. I'd have hated to have had something and missed that.
Well, I'm sure they loved it as well. Guys, can you imagine being Jerry's kids and being coached by him? Thanks so much, Jerry.
Jerry, you put together a spectacular palace here. We salute you. It is some kind of facility. 3rd down and 6 for BYU. Sooners fans are trying to come to life for their defense. Paul in the gun. Here comes Oklahoma. Tipped. And almost intercepted. Travis Lewis got a hand on it.
Well, Travis Lewis is 6'2", and he's got a little jumping ability as well. He gets in right up the middle. Comes right past the center, times his jump, and gets his left hand on the football and thwarts the 3rd down play.
Heather talked about Jerry Jones being in the Metrodome last night where the Cowboys came from behind in preseason to beat the Vikings. You could put 2 Metrodomes in this place.
This place is spectacular.
I talked to my mom earlier. She said, I hope that people in Minnesota don't watch this. They'll want a new stadium for the Vikings, and we taxpayers will go broke because they built one for the Twins and they built one for the Gophers. And I tell you what, any football team would be proud to play in this place. Nice high punt. Doesn't get anywhere near the video board, and the fair catch is taken at about the 22-yard line. With 4:35 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Oklahoma clinging to a 3-point lead with their backup quarterback and the Heisman Trophy winner on the sideline injured. Right now we're back on campus, brought to you by the movie Sorority Row. 3rd-ranked team in the country, about 200 miles from home. And for Sam Bradford, it maybe feels like light years away from home right now. They're replacing 4 offensive line starters and a couple of wide receivers. That didn't help, but they do have 2 great tailbacks and an all Big 12 fullback who's Matt Clapp in front of one of those 1,000-yard gainers, Chris Brown. And here's Brown behind his fullback.
Almost unbelievable when you think about what this offense with Sam Bradford running the show last year did. They averaged 548 yards a game, almost 7 yards every time they snapped the football, every offensive play, scored 99 touchdowns, and yet here tonight, 10 possessions, 6 without a first down.
Well, they got a big first down there. Yeah. Nice job by Brian Logan to stay home, or that would have been Chris Brown to the end zone. As it is, he got it out to the 41-yard line.
One of the luxuries of having 2 backs like Chris Brown and DeMarco Murray, you should never have a tired guy in the backfield. You keep them fresh all the time. You know, you rotate them. Cale Gundy is the running back coach. He rotates them by feel, but they should always be fresh.
Cale Gundy, the running back coach you mentioned. Mike Gundy, his older brother, got a big win today in Stillwater. Oklahoma State starts their season with a win over Georgia. And a lot of people think that they might be the kind of team that could pick off Oklahoma or Texas to win the Big 12. They got off to a good start at Boone Pickens Stadium today. Here's Brown again. Really close to a first down. About 2 feet shy, though. Under 3.5 minutes in the 3rd quarter. Murray in, Brown out. A couple of tight ends coming in on 3rd down and a yard. There's Josh Heupel, the quarterback coach. And there's Cale Gundy right next to him. One of those signals is live, the other one's a dummy play. Whoops. BYU, do they fall in the neutral zone? Nope, not yet. Now Oklahoma's set. Big third down. Ball is out.
Now, you know what? They got it back. Here's the only time I don't like what Oklahoma does on offense. When they raise up away from the center and look to the sideline, 3rd and 1, linemen hate that. They want to go up, put their hand on the ground, snap the ball, and fire off the football and get a first down. When you make them wait and hold on and listen to an audible, it is not a good thing on short yard. It's the only thing, as I've watched Oklahoma's offense on tape and live, that I don't like, is when they do that on short yardage situations.
So now it's a different situation. A punting one, that is. Tress way to kick. McKay Jacobson, he's been held in check, or they've kicked away from him effectively tonight. He did drop one that he fielded. This one's going to be a fair catch. And he's going to track it down at about the 11-yard line. So BYU came in here with Max Hall, second team all-conference quarterback from the Mountain West, which is almost unbelievable because he threw 35 touchdown passes last year. But here's a veteran signal caller. They've still got him tied in one piece. Oklahoma doesn't have Sam Bradford in one piece. They got a chance to win, and this could shake up the whole deal in college football in week 1.
Absolutely, and they've got a great chance, but they've got to take care of the football. You know, they can't turn it over and hand something to Oklahoma, because Oklahoma is going to play a little bit conservative, try to muscle the ball into the end zone with their young quarterback. But Max Hall has to be smart with the football, and as you said earlier, punting is not a horrible thing in a game like this.
When I said Tonga in the backfield behind Hall, and here he comes, and down he goes. And a loss of a couple. Let's check in with Heather again.
Well, BYU quarterback Max Hall limped off the field after that last series. He got stepped on, tweaked his ankles. The trainers have given him that fat look, the tape over the cleats, obviously back out on the field, but not 100%.
Todd, you ever go into a first game either at Penn State or in the pros and get banged around in week 1 and go, hey, wait a minute, guys?
Well,
it happened to Sam. I guess it happens to everybody at one time or another.
Absolutely.
Crowd getting louder. 2nd down, 11. Hall in the gun. Looking right all the way. Got hit as he threw, but he completes it. Out to Jacobson again. A pickup of about 6. And Max took a pretty good shot from Gerald McCoy again. It's going to be an awfully interesting 4th quarter. 3rd-ranked team in the country, leading by only 3. And playing with their number 2 quarterback, who's never taken a snap until tonight in a college football game. Big 3rd down at 5. Final 45 seconds of the 3rd. Dennis Pitta, the tight end, in motion into the slot on the left side where there's 3 receivers for Max Hall. Pressure. It is intercepted. Picked off by Keenan Clayton.
Well, that's what I was kind of afraid of for Max Hall and BYU. I mean, they're right in this game, but they can't afford to turn it over. I don't think the ball was tipped. Maybe it was, but Keenan Clayton was right there. The bottom line, Max Hall threw this ball into a crowd, and he didn't have a lot on the football.
Trying to get it to Pitta, number 32, and he just forced it. Oklahoma's got it back with a half minute in the 3rd, and deep in BYU territory at the 27-yard line. DeMarco Murray behind Matt Clapp, and Landry Jones at the call. Murray into the secondary, down to the 13-yard line. And now those 2,000-yard tailbacks know that they've got to carry the load.
They're fresh, they're both physical, and this BYU team on defense may be starting to show a little signs of fatigue.
At the 14, quick snap on 1st down. Murray again at the 10 and down to the 8. 6 more for DeMarco Murray, who got injured on the opening kickoff of the Big 12 championship with a hamstring pull But before that, he'd already rushed for over 1,000 yards on the season. We've played 3. Sam Bradford says we got to own the fourth quarter without me. Will they? We'll find out.
The U.S. Open, Monday at 7 p.m. on ESPN2.
This fall, don't just get more out of your tires. Get more back from your tires. Because with Cooper's National Take the Money and Ride Fall Event, you'll not only get unbeatable performance, you'll get a prepaid rebate card by mail worth up to $75 when you buy 4 qualifying Cooper tires. Cooper's Take the Money and Ride Fall Event. Get your rebate form and all the terms and conditions at a participating Cooper Tire dealer or at coopertire.com. Cooper Tires. Don't give up a thing. Do you wanna?
Whoa, welcome to Taco Bell.
$1.89? 2 half-pounders, please.
To be honest, Mr. Holyfield, even someone your size only needs one.
Yeah, but I'm taking my mama to lunch.
Just one and you're done. Taco Bell's new $1.99 half-pounders. Whoa. Featuring the new Nacho Crunch Burrito. For just $1.99, you get double the seasoned beef and all the good stuff. Think outside the bun.
This is humiliating. Stand still so we can get an accurate reading. Okay, 18 pounds and a smidge.
A smidge?
You know, there's really no need to weigh packages under 70 pounds. With priority mail flat rate boxes from the Postal Service, if it fits, it ships anywhere in the country for a low flat rate.
Cool.
You know, this scale is off a good 7, 8 pounds. Maybe 5.
Priority mail flat rate boxes, only from the Postal Service. A simpler way to ship.
Gentlemen, you booked your hotels on Orbitz. Well, the price went down, so you're all getting a check for the difference. Yeah. Thanks. Except for you. You didn't book with Orbitz. You're not getting a check. Well, I think we've all learned a valuable lesson today. Good day, gentlemen.
Thank you. Introducing Hotel Price Assurance, where if another Orbitz customer books the same hotel for less, we send you a check for the difference automatically.
No. No way. 2 Heismans? Did not happen.
Okay, let's make it interesting.
How about loser wears my outfit?
Done.
You got a cell phone? Just text 542-542. Write your question, then hit send. You like to ask?
Bingo. There's your answer. Archie Griffin, 74 and 75.
Text your question to 542-542.
Nice moves. Tell.
ESPN.com/round 1. Round 5.
Oh, yeah. All day long. That's right.
Round 15.
Let's go.
Mason Crosby.
ESPN Fantasy Football. Play for free at ESPN.com. Follow your sports.
Welcome back to Dick's Sporting Goods Cowboys Classic, presented by Hampton Hotels. Well, the Heisman Trophy winner Sam Bradford told us this week if there's one thing he wanted to be more this year was a leader. He's got a lead injured tonight.
Well, the one thing that I really wanted to get better at, I wanted to take more of a leadership role on this team. You know, I felt like that I had an opportunity this year, you know, coming back, being my 3rd year playing. You know, I have a great opportunity to be a very vocal leader and take control of this team. And I feel like towards the end of last year, you know, I kind of stepped up and I did become more of a leader, but it's something that I wanted to improve on even more coming back this year.
Todd, he wasn't expecting to do it with a sling on his shoulder, but that was the scene at the end of the 3rd quarter.
Well, and that's what Sam Bradford is. I mean, he is the unquestioned leader of this football team, whether he's out there or not. And when he speaks, those guys all listen to him. And right now, his protege, Landry Jones, is going to try to get this offense in the end zone.
Chris Brown, the tailback, behind Matt Clapp. And again, the 3 tight ends look up to the sideline. The linemen stay stationary. 2nd down and 4 to start the 4th quarter. Oklahoma clinging to a 3-point lead, but trying to add to it here. Chris Brown cuts inside the 5, and it's 1st and goal. The 8th straight run by the Sooners. And while BYU's defense has made them earn every yard, I think I agree with you, partner, they're starting to wear a little bit thin.
And this is playing to the strength of this offensive line.
1st and goal, Brown. This time he's wrapped up again, though. They're not done trying. There's the all-conference defensive end, Jan Jorgensen.
Oklahoma tried to go on a quick count right there, and BYU was ready for it. They were not fooled. They were in their stance. They played the play with good leverage, and they came up with a nice stop.
Rocco Mendenhall, team won 10 games last year, 11 the previous 2 seasons, and they're giving number 3 Oklahoma all they can handle. 2nd down and goal. Broyles and Tennell both split to the top of your screen. But it's Chris Brown again, and Brown goes down again.
Boy, great play by Jordan Pendleton. I mean, he got in there, he made a play in space. Because that looked like Brown. If he could bounce past Pendleton, he would have walked into the end zone.
Pendleton and Clausen, those 2 outside linebackers, had played a remarkable football game tonight. Remember, Matt Bauman, their captain middle linebacker, went out with an injury early in the ball game. Oklahoma's had a terrible time on 3rd down conversions after we bragged about how they did it last year. Here's 3rd and goal. DeMarco Murray flanking Landry Jones in the gun. Jones to the end zone, incomplete, and a flag. Going to have a pass interference on Brian Logan.
Well, it looked like he made a nice play with his left hand, but grabbed with his right hand.
On a defense, number 7. Foul was in the end zone. Ball be placed at the 2-yard line.
That was
automatic.
so close. He still can't believe it. He thought he made a good play. Let's take another look.
Left hand, good play. Right hand, hard to see from that angle.
You might see it here, though. He was trying to get it out of the way.
That looked like a pretty good play.
I thought so, too. At any rate, 1st and goal, Oklahoma. Trying to extend their 3-point lead. Play action. Jones throws, and it's broken up at the goal line by Pendleton. Well, they're not pulling any punches with their freshman quarterback, I guess.
That's really great discipline by BYU's defense, because I would have thought with all those running plays, they faked the run on 1st down. I would have thought this would have been wide open, but BYU read it and was not fooled.
2nd and goal. DeMarco Murray up the middle. Did he get there? Not quite. The officials both come in. They're going to spot it at about the 1-foot line, it looks. Romney Fuga, the nose tackle, made the hit. You talk about a big 3rd down. There's the head coach at BYU, hoping for a goal line stand. It'll be Clapp, the fullback. DeMarco Murray, the tailback, in the eye. Oklahoma, 3rd and goal at the BYU 1. Jones looks to the sideline to Josh Heupel and company for the call. He'll quarterback keep it. No signal. He's not in.
Again, I don't like 3rd down, 4th down, 1 yard, short yardage, taking all that time at the line of scrimmage. Linemen like to get up, snap the ball, and fire off the football, and this just helps the defense, I think.
Everybody just took a big, deep breath in here, about 80,000 of our friends. It's 4th down and about a foot. Chris Brown back in at tailback. 4th and goal. Again, Oklahoma has a look to the sideline. And now even Clapp forgot the snap count.
The play clock's done.
Penalty markers delay a game, Oklahoma.
On the offense, 5-yard penalty.
Wow.
Now they got a kick. I know Oklahoma doesn't huddle, but I still think on those short yardage plays, you got to get up, get down, and go.
Celebrating its 5th year sponsoring the Good Hands Field Goal Nets, Allstate makes contributions to participating universities' general scholarship funds. They put $1.8 million in so far. Right now, Jimmy Stevens would like to put one in right in the middle of the goalposts. But a timeout taken.
BYU took one.
9 penalties assessed against Oklahoma's offensive unit. That last one just killed the opportunity for 7.
The right coverage isn't just about the car.
It's about who's in the passenger seat. Coverage that's personal for people with freckles and mustard stains in hopes of catching a game ball.
Coverage that's smart when I buy it, and even smarter when I need it. Join the thousands of us getting better auto coverage at a better price under the Travelers umbrella. Get better coverage with Travelers and save an average of $383. To find an agent near you or to get a quote, visit Travelers.com or call 1-800-MY-COVERAGE.
Garth, you're up. Hold on, I'm at CapitalOne.com picking a photo for my credit card. Here's one from my prom. Oh, what memories. How about one from our golf outing? I know. Maybe one of my firstborn son.
Dad, Mom says the boys gotta go.
Personalize your card by uploading your own photo at CapitalOne.com.
What's in your wallet? Your pizza delivery guy. Well, come on in, man. What you waiting on?
Mouth-watering toppings, fresh-baked pizzeria taste.
I like to think I deliver more than just pizza.
For fresh delivery taste without the delivery price, it's DiGiorno.
This is a special announcement. The public is entitled to purchase cars and homes seized by police and bank agents. An inventory of cars and homes are available now and will be sold to the public. Call 800-615-1420. Cars available from $500. Homes available from $199 a month. Down payment assistance available for those who qualify. For listings in your area, call 800-615-1420. That's 800-615-1420. Call 800-615-1420.
Inventors, InventHelp can help you try to patent your idea and submit it to companies. Call 1-800-236-7211 for free information. That's 1-800-236-7211. Saturday Tailgate is brought to you by the Margaritaville Tailgating Grill, the only grill that lets you take the party with you wherever you go.
Oklahoma brings out its field goal unit. And Jimmy Stevens, who hit a 35-yarder earlier tonight, is going to try to tack another one on from about 23 yards away. Remember, the penalty down at the 1-yard line forced this 4th and goal that moved the line of scrimmage back to the 6. This still would only give Oklahoma a 6-point lead, and it's a 1-possession game and a lot of time remaining. Stevens from 22, and he tucked it in the left upright. Well, Oklahoma had 3 drives that started on a short field, and they came away with only 10 points, a touchdown and that field goal right there. Bob Stoops says we'll take what we can get right now against BYU.
No, and for Max Hall, he's got an opportunity to do something great with his football team and for his football team. I mentioned last year in their big games, he did not play well. In losses to TCU and Utah, he only completed 52% of his passes. He threw 7 interceptions. He fumbled it 3 times and no touchdowns. He's had a couple turnovers tonight, but he still has his team in a position to pull off a huge upset here on the opening weekend.
Let's take a look right now at the Sears Drive recap with 11:47 remaining in the ball game. Landry Jones, the overthrow, but the pass interference. Then he had one knocked down. Tried a quarterback sneak, got it down to about the 2-foot line, but then a penalty moved it back. They had to settle for Stevens' field goal, a 22-yard drive and 8 plays, and a 22-yard field goal. 13-7 Oklahoma. Great kickoff. Stephen Thomas bringing it out of the end zone and out to about the 22-yard line. Well, we came in with a Heisman Trophy winner looking to try to somehow repeat what he did a year ago. It'd be almost impossible throwing 50 touchdown passes last year, but this was his first one of the season. But this is the second quarter when the pressure started coming, and that's the hit by Colby Clausen. And the sprained shoulder suffered by Sam Bradford, and that put him out for the night. He's on the sideline. He rallied his team around him at the end of the third quarter, trying to be a leader without being on the field. We'll see if that pays off. The defense now trying to dig in because all BYU needs is a touchdown to lead. Hall scans the field, comes short across the middle, only got about a 2-yard gain to Tonga. And we're down to 11.5 minutes.
Well, the corners for Oklahoma have really played well tonight. Brian Jackson and Dominique Franks, they were new starters last year, and they had veteran safeties. Well, now they're the veterans, and the safeties are new, but the outside receivers for BYU have had virtually nothing open for them tonight.
Hall again throws short over the middle, almost the same exact results. And it's Travis Lewis, the linebacker, who's had a whale of a game, even though he got dinged up a little bit earlier. Yeah, they had those safeties last year. They had Nick Harris and Lindy Holmes. Now they got Sam Proctor and Quentin Carter, but they played pretty well tonight.
Yep, they have.
Well, here's the biggest third down of the night so far. Four wide outs for Hall on 3rd down and 6. The throw's complete, and it is a first down to Pitta, the tight end.
And the reason that first down was so huge for BYU, even if they don't score on this possession, they got to let their defense rest a little bit. They got to try to get some field position, and they got to let that defense rest. Good protection for Hall. Pitta knows what he needs for the first down and secures the catch right past the marker.
Now you look behind Max with Correa, who's been quite a running back tonight, flanking him. This time he's looking right and in trouble, and down he goes. 4th sack of the night. This time it's Austin English. Let's go to Reese Davis now for Sports Center right now. Reese.
Out. Former Georgia star John Isner knocking him out, meaning it wasn't totally a bad day for the Dogs. So the 5th seed is gone in the 3rd round of the U.S. Open. And Texas is cruising against Louisiana Monroe. Colt McCoy nearing 300 yards passing, 45-10 lead there.
Well, Colt having a good night, but his good buddy Sam Bradford's on the sideline in a sling. The 2 top Heisman vote-getters last year. 2 years ago, Tim Tebow won it. Last year, he was 3rd. That guy was 1st. Colt McCoy was 2nd. Josh Heupel, who won a national championship for Oklahoma, is the quarterback coach, talking to both those guys. Another 3rd down. And this time they need it all. 3rd and 10. Hall's going to try to roll away from the pressure. Throwing on the run, and what a shot. Down inside the 50 to Pitta again.
Well, I think that could have been a late hit on Max Hall. Also, they didn't call the foul on Frank Alexander, but it was a beautiful throw on the run. This was a design moving the quarterback out of the pocket. He didn't scramble on his own, and Pitta runs the outcut and a perfect throw under duress by Max Hall.
You see that route run by Pitta, coming off the line first and then just planning and knowing the ball was going to be there, and it was a perfect throw. 1st and 10. Nearing 8.5 minutes. BYU on the drive. Oklahoma by 6. Clinging to a number 3 national ranking right now. They're just clinging, trying to hope to win. Hall pump fakes one way, comes back, trying to throw a slip screen to Jacobson, and they blew that up. As we check in on the sideline with Heather, and Max Hall getting up slow again. Heather.
Well, guys, Todd was just talking about how BYU did not play well in the big games last year. What a difference a year makes. Coach Mendenhall takes all the responsibility for his team's poor performance, telling me teams play as they're coached. If our quarterback doesn't play well, then we have failed to prepare him. He said, last year, I didn't prepare our team on how to come from behind because we hadn't been in that situation. We have worked on it throughout the offseason, and he's
10. Hall again splits it down the middle to Pitta. And all of a sudden, the All-American tight ends become the #1 man.
See, they have nothing available on the outside. The wide receivers are not getting open against Oklahoma, but there are spaces and creases in this defense inside, and guys like Pitta and Andrew George, the other tight end, are finding some holes in that defense.
Now an eye backfield as Hall comes up under center. As they moved it to the Oklahoma 35-yard line, they'll go back to the ground game. Correa trying to get the corner, no way. Lost about 3. Gerald McCoy. Talk about fast and a penetrator on top of it.
Well, he's disruptive. I mean, he changes the line of scrimmage because of his quickness and his anticipation, and then you see just his down-the-line speed, chasing down the tailback.
300-pound guys aren't supposed to move that fast.
Oh. They didn't when I played.
Thank goodness for you.
Wow.
Second down, 13. Andrew George, the other tight end, moves into a slot on the right side as Hall goes left. Luigi. And he's horse-collared out of bounds by Travis Lewis again. 7 minutes remaining.
Very methodical drive right now for BYU, and the good thing, even if they don't get a go-ahead touchdown on this drive, they've at least changed the field position. Starting in the second half, their average starting field position was their own 15-yard line, and they turned the ball over in their own territory 3 times in the game tonight, so at least they're in a different part of the field right now.
On this drive, they've converted a 3rd and 6 and a 3rd and 10. They'll split it down the middle. This is 3rd and 8. Pitt has been the man so far from Max Hall on this drive. Draw play. DeLuigi got away from a couple. Still on his feet, but he's going to be short of the first down. Got to the 29. And now they've got to think about a 4th down and a long 3, maybe 4. And they line up immediately. They're not waiting for anything. And they snap it on 4th down, and they got it. Pitta.
You know what that was? That's like a 2-point play that they knew what they would run on a 2-point conversion play. They lined up quickly, and they snapped the football, and they caught the Oklahoma defense still trying to get lined up and ready. Right in between the 2 linebackers, Ryan Reynolds and Keenan Clayton. Pitta slipped right in there because Reynolds or Clayton, neither one was set to run the defense.
Now it's 1st and goal, BYU.
So you can't do that with a redshirt freshman quarterback.
No.
But with a 3rd-year starting senior, you sure can. That was beautiful.
Quentin Carter banged up. He's coming off, limping off from that safety position. And you can see the excitement. Manasseh Tonga's going, let's go, let's snap this thing.
Boy, how often do you see a team on 4th down have to call a timeout, try to decide what play they want? They lined right up, went on a quick count, knew exactly what they wanted to do, and got the 1st down and more.
At the 7-yard line, 1st and goal Cougars try to take the lead from the 3rd-ranked Sooners of Oklahoma. Pitta in motion. Second man through is Correa. Maybe got to the 6. It's about it. 5.5 minutes. The Heisman Trophy winner and All-American can only look on and look up at the scoreboard. His team clings to a 6-point lead, and there's nothing Sam Bradford can do about it. He's hoping Gerald McCoy and company can.
BYU's only other score, their only touchdown in the game, came on a 2nd down and goal play. It was a play-action pass. This looks like a pass all the way with this formation.
2 of their tight ends to the left side. Play action. Hall fires high and incomplete, intended for Andrew George, but a flag comes in. Dominic Franks tangled up with Andrew George, a big 6'5", 250-pound tight end.
Pass interference on a defense, number 1. Foul was in the end zone. Ball be placed at the 2-yard line. Automatic, 1st down.
Franks is a physical corner at 6 foot 192, but a much bigger target in Andrew Andrew George, you saw the push in the back before the ball got there. That was a good call.
He still almost caught that thing.
Yep, Andrew George, 6'5", 250. The ball was thrown high, which is a good decision by Max Hall, and Dominique Franks was out of position to make a play on the ball.
Correa behind Tonga and Max Hall. First and goal. BYU at the Oklahoma 2-yard line. It's Correa on the stretch play. Not going to get there, but he got awfully close. Picked up about a yard. Gerald McCoy, I don't know how many tackles he's made just on this drive. And there is a hush of silence because even though there's a lot of BYU fans in blue and white, this is mostly a crimson and cream crowd of 75,437. Second down and goal, BYU. 7.5 minutes they've had the football. Correa, no! Wow, as he met in the hole. Guess who?
Yeah, they're the heart and soul of the defense. Gerald McCoy and Ryan Reynolds, the middle linebacker, were there together to make the stop. Watch these two, 93 and 4, right there together, right at the goal line.
You got to think, Todd, that was your play action down. Now it's third down, and they actually lost a little bit. Third and goal at the 2-yard line. BYU trying to take the lead. We approach 3.5 minutes remaining in the ball game.
That's Pitta out wide here, the tight end.
Now he's going to come in motion. Third and goal, whistles. And penalty markers all over the place. Well, that just took away the run.
Yeah, that's pretty uncharacteristic for Max Hall. I mean, we saw his counterpart, Landry Jones, do it down in the Oklahoma attempt to score, but you wouldn't expect Max Hall to do that. Lose track of the play clock and not get the snap off.
This is maybe a blessing in disguise. Instead of trying to power football, you know now, at the 7-yard line and the 16th play of the drive with your senior quarterback trying to get it in the end zone. You'll know in a second if he does. Hall to the end zone. Touchdown! A wide open McKay Jacobson for the score.
Well, Max Hall did a beautiful job of buying himself a little more time by moving slightly out of the pocket. He didn't scramble. He didn't look to run. He just got himself a little clearance and a better throwing angle.
The all-important extra point by Mitch Payne is good. One quarterback can do nothing about it. The other one can. Max Hall to the back of the end zone. BYU leads Oklahoma with 3 minutes and change remaining.
Andre Johnson?
Hey, guys. To carry your squad, you've got to have great hands. And these Nike Vapor Trail gloves are lightweight and sticky enough to catch absolutely anything. It's ridiculous. Who wants a Hoagie? And don't forget to stay hydrated. See you on the field.
Nike Vapor Trail gloves at Dick's Sporting Goods. Better athlete, better team.
Get your family together because I got some news for you. Right now at Popeyes, you get 11 pieces of my bona fide chicken for just $9.99. Where else you gonna feed a family this good for $9.99? Nowhere, that's where.
Inventors, InventHelp can help you try to patent your idea and submit it to companies. Call 1-800-236-7211 for free information. That's 1-800-236-7211.
I need a complete workup, stat, and call him. Pressure's dropping.
Charlie. No, that's the aorta. Don't cut that.
People know that farmers have some of the best advice around, like you don't have to be a farmer to save money with Farm Bureau Insurance. Farm Bureau Insurance. Tennessee turns to us.
Dick's Sporting Goods Cowboys Classic. Brought to you by Dick's Sporting Goods. Every season starts at Dick's. And in part by Popeyes. Welcome to Louisiana Facts.
A shocker, a possibility here in Arlington, Texas. It's 14-13. Sam Bradford threw a touchdown pass in the first quarter, but then was injured late in the second quarter. Oklahoma's only been able to add a couple of field goals and a 78-yard march in 16 plays, engineered by Max Hall. And here's the touchdown.
Well, McKay Jacobson gets the touchdown, but right there, Dennis Pitta is the guy that the entire Oklahoma defense is going to key on. Watch when Pitta crosses the goal line. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4 defenders all are focused on Pitta, and Jacobson is going to sneak in behind all of them for the throw from Max Hall. Dennis Pitta, the go-to guy, was a decoy on that play, and Max Hall picked him apart.
What a drive.
Max Hall was 9 of 10 on that 16-play drive.
8 minutes and 44 seconds, and they had the lead with 3 minutes and 3 seconds remaining. How big now is it that Oklahoma wasn't able to convert a short field so many times into just one touchdown and one field goal? This one goes out of bounds. That's about the last thing you want to do as a kicker.
That's a mistake. That is a mistake
so
for BYU.
This is great field position now. The problem is you don't have Sam Bradford at quarterback, and I'm not taking anything away from Landry Jones, who would be a good one somewhere down the line, but you're an Oklahoma fan, you're going, if we had Sam Bradford, I like our 3 minutes and 3 seconds. I'm not sure if I like it right now when he's not wearing a helmet and pads.
ESPN College Football Primetime, Miami, Florida State, Monday at 8 Eastern.
What do most quarterbacks do when they bust a finger? Go on the IR. Tony Romo, he goes and airs it out for 341 yards, and you missed it? Because you were at a baby shower on Sunday afternoon? Newsflash, Chief. With DirecTV, you can watch any game you want, wherever you are, right here on this bad boy. Who's up for a baby shower now, huh?
Watch your team wherever you are and get 5 months of our best TV package for free. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
Here we are, bottom of the ninth, 2 outs. Coach Adams is making a call to the bullpen.
Hey, guys. Who do you want me to bring in?
Man, is anyone ready to go yet? Send in Mahoney.
You got it.
Wait a second, he's bringing in Mahoney. This could be a long night. Here comes the pitch, and it's all tied up. Looks like we may be heading into extra innings.
Buffalo Wild Wings, you have to be here.
Bottom of the 15th, popped up. This game won't end.
This is El Sereno. This is the hood right here. I sell tires for a living. I slang rubber. Everybody that's here, they work really hard. We don't have a board of rules here at the shop. It's me, not a franchise. I see myself as a good role model in the neighborhood, trying to be there for the kids. How's everything? Everything good? This is something my parents established. This is my dad. Maybe I can keep it going strong, you know? But I don't think the tires keep me in business. I think the people keep me in business. For me, that. Right there, circle that.
Well, if you want to sing out, sing out. And if you want to be free, be free. 'Cause there's a million things to be, you know that there are. And if you want to be me, be me. And if you want to be you, be you.
T-Mobile presents the first phone that becomes 100% you. The new MyTouch 3G with Google, only from T-Mobile.
Dick's Sporting Goods Cowboys Classic presented by Hampton Hotels. Part of kickoff week. What a way to kick it off. Jermaine Gresham, All-American tight end in the gray T-shirt. On the left, Sam Bradford, the Heisman Trophy-winning quarterback, with his arm in a sling on the right. Gresham injured a knee this week. They don't know how long he'll be out. Sam Bradford, a shoulder injury late in the second quarter. They don't know how long he'll be out. But for Oklahoma fans, now they find the backup quarterback, Landry Jones, running the show, number 12, and he'll start from the 40-yard line.
And for Landry Jones, you know, as a quarterback, you grow up dreaming of being in situations like this, trying to bring your team from behind to run a 2-minute offense, even though this isn't, in essence, that. They've got 3 minutes and 3 seconds left. They've got all 3 of their timeouts, and realistically, they need to gain 35 yards. They start on the 40. If they get to the 25, that gives their kicker, Jimmy Stevens, a chance to equal his career best. So that's the situation right now for Landry Jones.
We'll keep our eye on that far 25-yard line left of your screen. That's the point they've got to get to. They just need a field goal to win. And a one-hopper to a wide-open Adron Tennell, and that shows the butterflies, I'm sure, that are going through that young man's stomach right now.
And I thought it was interesting when we talked to Bronco Mendenhall this week. I mean, they were not afraid of this game. And his vision for this program at BYU is very clear. He says, we want to get back to being one of the nation's elite, not just being nationally respected. Well, if they win this thing and pull this off, even with Sam Bradford injured, they take a major step forward.
Here comes a blitz on Jones, and he rifles one. Incomplete. Diving attempt by Brandon Caleb. And 2:55 remaining.
The other thing that BYU has felt and accepted and embraced coming into this game is that they kind of carry the banner for the Mountain West Conference as well. There's 3 teams ranked in the top 25, BYU, Utah, and TCU, but a very high-profile interconference game tonight for BYU.
A huge third down for Jones. 3rd and 10. Fires sideline and got his man. It's a first down to Brandon Caleb. And a pickup of 12 when they absolutely had to have it.
And again, you see the strength of his arm. That deep out, one of the toughest throws to make. Right on target with it.
Now they can go back to the run if they choose to do so, though they stay in the shotgun. It's DeMarco Murray that flanks him in the gun. He's going to flare it out to Murray. Lost his footing a little bit on the sideline and picked up about 3 yards. Brandon Bradley knocked him out of bounds. 2:33 left.
Again, no sense of panic for Landry Jones. There's 2.5 minutes left. They've got all 3 timeouts. And they already run a no huddle. That's their normal offense. So it's not like they're doing anything out of character for him right now. And the key is take care of the football. Don't give up a sack, and don't try to force it if it's not there.
2nd down and 7. Again, he looks to the sideline to the call. And he's going, okay, I hope I have it. 5 seconds on the play clock. They get it away. He rolls to his left, throws back across his body and got it. To Rattery, the tight end. Well, there's 2 big throws from the young guy.
Yep.
Under 2 minutes.
Showing a lot of poise right now, running this offense. A designed roll of the pocket, moving the quarterback to a different launching position, and he does a nice job of getting it to his tight end.
Now he comes up under center. Let's see if they run it on first down. They will. Tripped up, though. Nice job by Jordan Pendleton. Boys, he had a nice game. Number 1, the outside linebacker who got a hand on the shoe of DeMarco Murray to trip him up. 1:38. And Oklahoma with a timeout. We'll take a break. Catch your breath. We got 1:38 to play, and number 3 Oklahoma's in some trouble in Arlington, Texas.
Guys, we need to talk. I know we're back at school now, but you're going a little overboard with the new phones.
Yeah.
Mom, just because we're Facebook friends does not mean you can write I love you all over my wall.
You know, other people can see that.
Dad, cool it with the Twitter updates, okay?
I'm sitting on the patio.
I know you're sitting on the
Now at the back-to-school sale, get great deals on messaging phones for the family, like the Motorola Rival for $29.99. Verizon Wireless.
Crime
crime in New York City has dropped 27% since 2001. Response time to Madrid
have been cut by 25%. Cities all over the world are getting smarter and safer.
Every time an emergency happens, data is generated. Smarter cities fight crime,
Fires,
flu outbreaks, by capturing the data, detecting the patterns, sharing it across departments,
responding to emergencies,
even preventing them, making cities safer. That's what I'm working on. I'm an IBMer. Let's build a smarter planet.
This Labor Day, come into any Chick-fil-A from 10:30 a.m. to close wearing your favorite sports team logo and get a free chicken sandwich.
Every day, millions of people count on ADT to always watch out for their homes and businesses. As a technology leader, we're constantly reinventing the way you think about security, helping you stay connected to your home and business like never before. For over 130 years, we've been there when it matters most, for what matters most. And we always will be. Choose America's home security leader and save $250 today on an ADT home security system. ADT, always there.
Struggling with credit card debt? Are you worried about making your monthly payments? Stop the harassing calls. Legally reduce your debt. Feel the freedom of debt-free living. Call the Financial Future Network now and secure your family's future today.
Dick's Sporting Goods Cowboys Classic presented by Hampton Hotels. I'm not sure it's been a classic the way people thought, but I think we have a classic ending coming up. 1:38 remaining. Jimmy Stevens' career long, the line of scrimmage would be where the red line is. First down markers at the 23. Landry Jones throws high, but caught. Incomplete. At the 30-yard line, Adron Tennell.
Well-timed hit by Brian Logan. He was there right as the ball got there, and Tennell was not able to bring the ball into his body after the catch. Had it in his hands, but was hit by Logan almost immediately.
Remember, the BYU kickoff went out of bounds, so Oklahoma started his drive at their own 40 with 3:03 left to play. Now it's the 8th play of the drive with 94 seconds remaining in the ball game. 3rd down and 9.
Now they can get to Stevens' mark without getting a first down here. Landry Jones just needs to get a completion here. First down would be great, but not necessary.
And flags fly again. It has been a flag-happy game tonight.
Prior to snap, ball starts on the offense. Number 70, 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Now they really do need a big chunk of yardage.
We have seen 2 very costly penalties on this drive. The kickoff out of bounds by BYU was huge, and now this one with a redshirt freshman quarterback, you go from 3rd and 6 to
3rd and 14. That's a 12th penalty against Oklahoma, 10 on their offense. Now they need a big chunk of yardage even to give Jimmy Stevens a chance. I'm not saying he can't hit from there, but I wouldn't want to put my money on it. Here comes the blitz. Jones in trouble, trying to scramble out of it. Throws on the run, and it's incomplete. And now it's 4th down.
Well, good call by the BYU defense. Go after the young quarterback. Bring pressure. He tried to step up in the pocket, and he kept his eyes downfield, which you want a quarterback to do. Just couldn't make the accurate throw.
I'm looking at Bob Stoops on the sideline. I'm looking at the wide receivers, Broyles and Tennell. And they got to talk this thing over. It's 4th down and a mile. 1 timeout left for Oklahoma. Last time BYU won against a top 10 team was way back almost 20 years ago. In a non-conference game, they beat Miami 28-21. Well, they're celebrating the 25th anniversary of their national championship team. We saw a little bit of highlights of Robbie Bosco. This would be an unbelievable way to start their season. They've got Florida State coming up this month. For Oklahoma, let's be honest. Let's put this thing in perspective right now. If they don't pick up this 4th down or hit a long field goal, and they lose this game, they would have to run the table to have a chance to be in the BCS National Championship. This is not a conference game, so they could still win the Big 12 and maybe be there. They're going to try, A field goal of 54 yards.
Going with a different kicker, going with their longer kicker.
That's Tress Way, who's been punting tonight.
Yeah,
so now timeout taken by BYU.
I think this is what they have to do. They got to try to kick this. I don't think you want to put this on your redshirt freshman quarterback to convert a 4th and 14 against a BYU defense that has played extremely well. Now, Tress Way is a young guy too, but I think your chances are a little better of him hitting the field goal than of Landry Jones hitting a 3rd down and long.
Let's take you back to Union High School in Tulsa. The longest field goal Tress Way ever hit in high school was 47 yards. This is going to be 7 yards farther, but they're going to give him a crack. And he could run for mayor in Norman if he hits this thing.
They are indoors. The conditions are perfect.
Redshirted last year. Carter Whitson will hold. Tress Way trying to find the right way from way out. Kick on the way. Pushed it. And it's short. BYU takes over. He got a lot of leg into it. But it was that short and that wide. And Max Hall's reaction, I think he just said, oh my gosh, or whatever they say in Provo.
Well, Oklahoma only has one timeout. They can only stop the clock once.
Josh Heupel thought it was good. Sam Bradford was hoping it was. And the fans are in shock.
We mentioned the last time that they beat a team this highly ranked, 1990.
BYU takes a timeout. And they are out of timeouts. But they've got the lead. That's all that matters to them right now.
We mentioned that Miami game. I mean, but consider this, too, about BYU and how huge this is. They have lost their last 12 consecutive games to ranked non-conference opponents. So, I mean, this is a huge win. Bronco Mendenhall, 1-6 in his time at BYU against ranked opponents. So this is a huge game for their program.
They're going to be at Tulane next week, Todd, and then they play Florida State on the 19th. And don't you think that Bobby Bowden is watching this thing going,
boy,
dadgum, I didn't know they were this good.
And Provo is not an easy place to play.
No.
Or get to.
Everybody in tight as Max Hall will take a knee after he backpedals a few yards. And now Oklahoma can only stop it once.
Wow.
A shocker at the new Cowboy Stadium.
Max Hall, a nephew of Danny White, who was a fine quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. Didn't play in this stadium, but played in this city. And Max Hall with a chance to put the cap on a huge, huge win for him and for his team.
Sam Bradford, just the blank stare. We don't know how long he'll be out. Hopefully he'll be back in a hurry as Idaho State comes into Norman next week. But it looks like they're coming in against an 0-1 team that will drop out of probably the top 15. I don't know. Hall again takes a knee. We go down. We'll be under a minute. The last drive was something to behold. Max Hall, when he had to have big plays, came up with it to his tight end Pitta. They went 78 yards in 16 plays. Pitta did a lot of the damage. They used almost 9 minutes off the clock, and then the big one to the back of the end zone.
He was 9 of 10 on the drive, and the two biggest ones, the touchdown obviously, and when they lined up on that 4th and short, didn't have any hesitation, knew exactly what they wanted to run, and got the first down to keep the drive alive, was very, very special.
We mentioned earlier that there's been precedent for something like this to happen. 4 years ago, TCU picked off Oklahoma in the first game of the season, and now BYU has done the same. The Cougars upset the third-ranked team in the country behind their senior quarterback. Final score, BYU 14, Oklahoma 13, the first huge shocker of the college football season. The hero of the night, Max Hall. Let's go down to Heather Cox.
Brad, thank you. Bronco, congratulations. The biggest upset so far in this young football season. How do you measure the importance of this win to your program?
I don't know if we can measure it now. All I can say is I'm very proud of our football team. I'm proud of the way they prepared, and I'm proud they seized the chance to play on this stage against a fantastic football team. Coach Stoops and their organization are phenomenal. I'm really proud of our young men for stepping up today.
You talked to me about the fact that last year your team wasn't prepared on how to play from behind. How did you change the mentality for this season?
Well, we just learned by experience. I did as a head coach as well as our team, and so I'm proud of them for the resolve they showed, for our coaches and staying by me as I kept continuing to work to figure out how to improve this program, and I'm excited for our program today.
Coach, how did the complexion of this game change once Sam Bradford went out with an injury?
There's no underestimating that. Sam Bradford is a proven winner. He's a fantastic young man and a great leader. It's unfortunate anytime anyone gets hurt, but no question the game changed when he was out, and we wish him well.
How can a win like this propel this team this season?
I think it not only propels us, but our conference. We're fighting for credibility as a Mountain West Conference. We're fighting for national credibility in terms of the elite level, and maybe this will continue that for our league.
Coach, congratulations on a great win.
A fairly reserved Bronco Mendenhall, but as he hugs his senior quarterback, I think he would admit, if not tonight, sometime later down the line, that in his 5th year, his 39th win was the biggest one he's ever had. Back to Heather.
And a big smile on quarterback Max Hall's face. Max, during that final drive, when your defense held Oklahoma, you had to watch from the sideline. What was your reaction when they held him?
I was just praying for him, and I knew they'd come through. They've had a great offseason, great fall camp. Those guys worked their tails off, so we have all the trust in the world with those guys, and they came through big for us tonight. I'm very proud of our defense.
In a huge upset win, you guys did not take the lead until 3 minutes were left in the game. How did you keep your composure to stay in it?
This is unbelievable, playing a game like this, to have a chance to drive down the field and score. My guys hung in there, they fought, they battled. All those guys are warriors, and I love them, and I'm grateful I'm part of this team.
Max, go enjoy it. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
His 62nd and 63rd touchdown passes of his brilliant career helped cap and upsets in Arlington. Final score 14-13 BYU. The Cougars off to a 1-0 start, and shockingly, third-ranked Oklahoma is 0-1. Wow. That's all you can say. I think everybody in blue and white's in shock. I know everyone in crimson and cream is as well. One of the 36 married players on the BYU team, Max Hall, can go home to wife McKenzie. Well, she's probably here. That why? Well, that's why we play the games, because sometimes it ends up just like this. 14-13 the final. ESPN College Football Scoreboard is coming up next. For Todd Blackledge, Heather Cox, and our entire ESPN crew, this has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports, as we head to Reese Davis.